That is the kind of thing I'm talking about. What is going on, everybody? Welcome, Goglings, Gogorifics, Gog peoples of the world. Unite. I hope everyone is doing well and is excited as I am, because, man, am I excited for all of what is just about to happen. Super pumped up for episode 402 of Pen and Pixels. I am your host, Arvin Elleron. This is the show that we do every Tuesday from roughly 4 to roughly 7, or in the case of RPGs, 4:15 to 7:15 p.m. Eastern, focusing on story and narrative in games. And today we have got the next day of Ghosts of Saltmarsh. I'm very excited to have Ghosts of Saltmarsh salvage operation with the GOG crew. We have got big plans for this crew, lots of information coming up in the new year, so you will want to keep posted and tuned to find out what this group is going to be doing next, because it's going to be awesome. Before I go any further and introduce all those lovely folks to you, let me remind everybody that you're here on GOGCOM's Twitch channel. Thank you for being here. Please follow us here on the Twitch channel of GOG. We really appreciate that. If you haven't done so already, please consider as well subscribing to us here on GOG.com. You can get those DRM-free emotes and things like that you saw from Echo, including those custom sub badges to use everywhere across Twitch. And if you have not already done so, please make sure as well to click through and check out our individual channels, because we have our own individual subsystems and Patreons and all that kind of good stuff as well. Quick note on schedule that after we finish tonight, we, I believe, have got more. Let me just double check. I think it's probably Kilgore tonight. Is going to be here, yes, in about 5 hours from now with Uncharted Entertainment. But if I can recommend, before you go and check out the Uncharted, if I can recommend something else, which is that on my channel at 8 p.m. Eastern, so basically an hour after we finish here, I'm going to be live with one of my favorite events of the year. It is our vocalist, my voice team, with A Christmas Carol. It is our annual reading of Christmas Carol, really a dramatic presentation, I would say, even of A Christmas Carol. And we will have tonight my 3 regulars. Actually, I have 4 regulars, but one of them can't make it. So 3 of my 4 regulars, KP, Zach Clay, and Indy, are going to be joined by 2 former our vocalists and voice actors, and that is Little Red Dot and Trent Sparks, who will be part of the extravaganza known as the Reading of A Christmas Carol. That's happening tonight on my channel at 8 p.m. Eastern, so I hope folks will be able to stop by there and then head over to back to GOG to watch some Kilgore doing some Uncharted stuff as well. But it's going to be awesome, and I'm excited for that. Next week, by the way, I'll be back here on this channel with more Pen and Pixels, finishing up with Celasta, the Palace of Ice DLC. But right now, we've got some D&D going on, and so I'm going to unmute myself and apologize unreservedly to anyone that I interrupted because I couldn't hear them. And then I'm going to unmute them, and last but certainly not least, I'm going to head over to reveal to you the incredible crew. That is right, they are here and ready to go. You can see that GOG crew is in the house. and we are excited about it. Yeah, exactly. Previously on Ghosts of Saltmarsh, absolutely nothing occurred. If only that were true, but it is sadly not quite. Well, I don't know about sadly. It was an adventure. It was fun. I am going to let all the folks introduce themselves, and I will start with someone who I have been told must tell us in 10 words or less, for reasons which may immediately become apparent, how they are and who they are playing today. Ready, Pyron Jade, go.
Hello, wonderful chat people. It's me, Pyron Jade, and I do not care about these rules the Game Master wants to put on me.
I'm just trying to help out your voice.
Oh yeah, somebody just reminded me I forgot to log into Roll20. That might be a good thing that I should do before the stream. So my name is Pyron Jade. I've got a little bit of a cough, but it's fine. It just hurts. And I'm playing a Kenku tonight. Waves crashing against rocks, also known as.
Yep.
And Waves had a wonderful time last time with teleporting spiders, and I'm 100% sure things will just be wonderful from here on out. See you.
It is going to be amazing. And yes, I'm sorry about the cough, but hopefully, as always, this will be of some enjoyment and will get your minds off the pain that I know very well, that feeling. Always a pleasure to have Pyron Jade with us. Also, always a pleasure to have, as we jump right down in the column, I'll go a little bit, instead of going horizontal, I'll go vertical this time, to Darksaber 2K, who is here with us. And you can see that there's something different about Saber. It's something about the level of comfort, maybe the back support is like, there's some different support level that I feel has come about from Saber. Is this true, Saber? Is your back fully supported and comfortable now? And who are you playing today?
Yes, it is. After my chair died a few days ago, I've been sitting in a dining chair. It's a good one, 100 years old, still going.
Ooh.
Yeah. Heirloom territory. Anyway, nice. I've got a nice new office chair. Didn't go with gamer this time. I had like 10 years of that last chair, so I felt like trying something different. There's these nice meshy ones which are really springy to sit in, which are really nice, and also they don't make me sweaty. But it's enough about sweaty me. I'm going slightly off track already, so this is a good start. Let's just gloss over all of that and move swiftly on to the fact that tonight I'm going to be stepping back into Morthoil the Gagonians, Dwarven artillerist, and currently pointing a flamethrower at the back of the party.
The name of which is
Mr. Whippy.
Mr. Whippy. All right, good. I want to make sure we have the name down as part of. I love, by the way, this is only going to make sense to the players. We were discussing legal ramifications of things, but apparently you have no problem naming a flamethrower after what you've clearly described as a pre-existing ice cream thing. So listen, if you get sued by like the equivalent of U.S. Klondike bar or something, then I got nothing to say to you. I mean, you know.
No. It's spelled W-I-P-Y.
Totally different. Yes. It's
totally
a work in progress. Why? Yeah. Always a pleasure to have Saber with us. Also, always a pleasure as well to have Peripheral Mike with us. It is good to see you, Mike. How is life in the universe and everything with you, sir? I can see that there's no chair at the moment. I believe you're standing, if I'm not mistaken. So, right. So how's life with the standing desk and you standing and doing all the good stuff? How are you, and who are you playing today?
I'm good at standing. I've become very ambulatory in my old age. Like, I can move, I can walk, I can even...
Amazing.
Look at this. He's mobile, ladies and gentlemen. He's mobile. AI is a wonderful thing, isn't it? This is just a VTuber facade. You should see what I really look like. But anyway, yeah, it's all going well, to be honest with you. It's very busy because it's Christmas. So apparently everything happens in the winter. So it's busy, to the point where I can't even join in multiplayer games because I'm too busy. Like I was telling Darksaber earlier, the next Saturday I have free is the middle of January. So I'm like, well, balls. I'll just play games next year then, shall I? But other than that, really good, genuinely really good. Very excited to play tonight. Speaking of playing, I am going to be playing as Silvo Janus Bertulus, our aberrant mind half-elven sorcerer, who is kind of, getting there with his magic. He knows he can do stuff, and it's not like a curse mostly, but still, he still can't. He knows he can do it. He's just not put the pieces together yet. So hopefully he'll I don't know, trip, bang his head, and fall on a book of magic lore. How to Sorcerer 101. Who knows? But yeah, that's about it.
That's right. Like the party's portable flamethrower, he is also apparently a work in progress.
Yes.
But I am excited to see how Silvo gets into things today. Always a pleasure to have Mike with us, and also, as always, a pleasure to have Ananda with us, who is again back with us today. It is great to have you, Ananda. I hope all is well with you. Do you have any exciting, arrivals of chairs, standing desks, multiple anything else you want to tell us about awesome stuff that's happening in your life at the moment, suitable for public consumption? And also, who are you playing today? Who are you playing today?
I put up the Christmas tree yesterday.
Okay,
That was
you're ahead of
pretty
me.
exciting.
You're ahead of me. I haven't put it up yet.
I really, really wanted to have. I'm really trying to get in the Christmas spirit this year. Yeah. Well, I try and get into the Christmas spirit every year, but yeah, I'm making a concerted effort. So the tree's up, and I'm really pleased with it. Other than that, the weather's been really filthy. River and I went out today, and I can't tell you how muddy we got. So we are hosing each other down. Well, I was hosing both of us down in the garden, which was fun. But yeah, that was my day today. But yeah, I am really looking forward to today's session. I am playing Brine the Bloodthirsty, who's a water genasi fighter pirate. After the phase spiders last session, I mean, anything could happen, couldn't it? Fingers crossed we survive.
That's right. No, I mean, I was reliably told that nothing, and I quote, could be worse than the spiders. So I'm sure that's true, and that in no way are things going to get worse. And given that that's the case, let me bring all of you over to the thing that you were confronting in front of you, which happens to be something that looks vaguely undead. Before I do that, let's talk about the recap, though, and let me fire up the music here if I can, which I think we got as an underground lake. There we go. Lovely. Okay. In our last session, as you will know, if you've been watching this campaign for a while, the party has been sent out in an attempt to find something which will basically lend support and credence to their argument that the town of Saltmarsh is about to be in serious trouble because it's going to be part of this massive invasion from the Sahuagin. The problem is, and I was thinking about this the other day, is there any video game or board game or tabletop game in history where a council listens to people telling them things? I feel like every time the council's like, no, that's ridiculous, you don't know the area, you could go from Mass Effect to any of them, it's like being a scientist in a disaster movie. No one will ever listen to you. So the party is in this situation where they have some who believe them, but not enough to sway the council. And so the suggestion has been made that the way to solve this problem is to go get this item which has appeared or may be sort of present on this ghost ship, which is a ship that everyone thought had been destroyed and apparently is not, and is currently wandering around the sea. So the party thought it was going to do that, but it also had another problem, which is that the silver mines near the town of Saltmarsh had some strange goings on, and when the party went down to discover what that is, they found that there may be a link between ghost ship problem and silver mine problem. In the lower depths here of the silver mine, what they discovered is that there was some strange kind of affliction that began to affect some of the miners down here that has caused fungal growths and things like that. They found a lot of dead miners. They found some creatures like crab-ligators. They decided to get into fights with guards, which almost cost them, but it turned out to be okay. And then the last session, they also happened to find, as they went to track down the foreman's office, which supposedly will have information on what exactly they tracked down and found. And on the way there, they ran into some phase spiders. No big deal, just spiders that wink into existence and out of existence and poison you for a whole hell of a lot of damage, as Waves found to her cost. But they did manage to fight off the phase spiders with the help of Mr. Whippy, their portable flamethrower made by Morthwill, and of course their own bravery and cunning and courage, and then set off following the directions which had been given them by the guards to get down to the foreman's office. But something funny happened on the way there, because as you will note clearly on your screen, chat, you can see there are 4 characters there. That's Waves, Morthwill, Brine, and Silvo. Behind them, you can see the portable flamethrower known as Mr. Whippy, trademark pending. And then right above to the top left, to the northwest of them, you can see a figure that seems vaguely like either a Nazgul, a Dementor, or something much more serious. And it is this thing which began to head towards them, making the sound, and I quote, as it reached out its skeletal hand. This is also not the Ghost of Christmas Future, but you should check out the reading tonight of A Christmas Carol that I'm doing on my channel if you want to know more about that. Anyway, but it proceeds towards you, and the first one in front, of course, was Waves the Paladin. Now, before Pyron came on, I should say, the three, Saber and Anand and Mike and I were talking a little bit about what's going to happen. And they're like, oh, yeah, it should be no problem. And everyone immediately was like, I'm sure that Waves will have no problem just talking to the undead. We were just making friends with it. You know, what would a Paladin have? They would have no problem just sort of hanging out, chatting, shaking hands with the undead. Because Morthwill thought maybe one of you could talk to the undead. And see what it wants. Maybe it's a friend. Despite the fact that it may indeed be a friend, I am nonetheless going to ask everyone at this moment, please, to roll initiative as we get started with our day today. So
is it friendship initiative?
It's friendship.
We're rolling friendship levels.
Yay.
Who's the friendliest? Let's
All
find
right,
out.
Flowy, calm down.
Oh my God!
Avoid the friendship petals.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, why?
Those are friendship pills. Oh, man,
Can we
so
send
good.
Mr. Whippy in to make friends?
Initiative.
Let's see.
Oh, come on!
Is the thing visibly undead?
Well, there is a skeletal hand coming out of its robe, which
That
suggests
could be just, I could have
maybe it's
something like that for
misunderstood.
Halloween.
Yeah,
Could
right.
be. It could be super ill.
Trick or treat.
Yeah.
You know.
But my alignment is not good, so
Roll initiative. Oh, good, excellent.
Okay, all right. Let me set that up here. Okay, we Silvo and Morthwill. Well, I was about to say if Morthwill was in the back, it would have made sense, but not
almost
quite.
in the right queue.
It almost worked, but not quite.
It
Okay.
kind of works if you account for the fact that I'm very distracted by my successful prototype at the moment.
Oh, yeah,
I'm
no, I
more paying
figured.
attention to that. I'm
Yeah.
like,
Morthwill's just like this. He's just scribbling lots of notes.
Yeah.
isn't he? It's like,
making notes like needs to
So
play
shiny.
musical jingle.
And I love the fact that the person who has the top initiative in this situation, of course, is Waves, who's like, everyone, like he's very much like, I am ready to go. All right, give me just a second here whilst I finish up with the initiative order of the creatures as well.
Bloody thing. There we go.
So officially, Waves does know speak with undead. However, it is going to end the same way as if Black Bolt speaks to someone. He just
Hopefully it goes
whispers
better than
energy.
her speak with merchants.
Speak with merchants.
That's a deep cut.
it's so hard to talk with the people. It is so difficult. This is why I created Waves. I don't want that responsibility anymore.
Morthwill, what is your raw dexterity score?
Raw dexterity score 14.
14. Of course it is. Let's see.
Min-maxed.
Yeah.
We didn't
have a
short rest at the end
conflict.
of the last session, did we?
I didn't get the best initial roll
Yeah,
for my
that's,
stats.
I don't think I still have
don't
I have
think
Waves at 25 out of 46.
Yes.
Brian
Yeah,
at
no,
28
we
out
are
of
hot off
42.
the-
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And then Silvo and Morthwill were fresh pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
So
So no, we didn't.
I would
No,
like
we
you to
didn't.
roll for me, Saber, can you roll just a 6-sided die for me?
Okay.
No modifier or anything?
Yep, coming up. A 5.
Okay. All right. Lovely. Okay, perfect. All right. This music is far too chill and sedate for what is actually a battle, so let's get rolling with some combat. No. Let me give it this. There you go. We might as well use that awesome intro music again. Okay, here we go. All right.
Theme song.
That's theme song. That's right. Okay. First up is Waves. You're going to get to act first. So this creature that is coming towards you, again, it is this sort of this cloaked figure that you can see there, and it has this sort of skeletal hand that points out towards you. It's quite tall, and kind of is in the sort of general. It sort of floats as much as it walks, you would say, as it's coming towards you, and you can feel even from here a little bit of a chill kind of descending upon you as it comes close. So you can talk to it for sure.
Yeah, I could. So Waves bristles and starts to like fluffing up her feathers a bit, and then you hear her make a short call, and I'm gonna use as a bonus action Channel Divinity Fury of the Tides, which means it goes on for 1 minute, and if I manage to hit something during that 1 minute, I can choose to push the target away from me.
Ooh, very
and
nice.
if I manage to push the target into something, then it gets damage equal to my charisma modifier.
Ah, I see. Very nice. Okay. I like the sound of that. All right.
Yep.
So that is a bonus action, you said?
That's the bonus action.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna step forward and poke it with my rapier.
Okay. You may do so.
Because, backwards is currently not the best option anyway.
That's true. Turn around and just poke Morthwill instead. All right.
Okay, let's see. Where is it? I'm only using one weapon. It's a one-handed weapon. Yeah, okay, here we go. This should be the right roll. Is it rolling? No, it wants to know. I forgot. Okay, submit. Does a 15 hit?
A 15 will indeed hit, yes.
That is very nice. I like that. And then I want the damage. Do I click on this? 12.
Okay. Now, as you pierce
And I
this
hit
thing,
it.
yes, as you pierce this thing, you strike. I mean, that's and you're all, and the rest of you watching are used to Waves being like super impressive in combat with these things. But as you pierce it, you can see that it pierces, and the cloak almost seems to. It's as if the cloak moves so that one of the holes in the tattered area allows the sword to pass through it. So you get the impression, Waves, that it has been hurt, but not as much as you would have expected from that attack. Wait, you're muted, I think.
Wonderful. I would still like to then push it back for 10 feet and hope it crashes into something.
Okay, you
That
do
would be
so,
wonderful.
and actually I can now reveal the rest of this room. Okay, so you push it back into the room. Now you can't, just those corners are there. You can't quite see around the corners. Let me just mention here. So I've revealed the room, but that right there and this corner over here, you can't really see very well. It does look, as you're looking more into the room, now that you're there, Waves, it looks a little bit as if you're looking at what would describe what basically looks like some kind of a metal cabinet, is what it looks like, that you can just barely make out the left side of over here, this little rectangle over there. Also, this room smells foul.
Does it?
Yeah.
Okay.
But you have pushed it back.
Seems
It does
like
not
it.
ram at anything, but it did push back into the center of the room. And as it does so, you hear.
Okay, still I need to make a little bit of space, so I'm gonna step forward 1 square.
So when you step forward a square, couple things
No
to note.
spider!
Oh,
No, there's no spiders. No, that would have been interesting to know. Instead, you see two things.
Oh, yeah.
First of
It's
all,
Mom.
you see
It's a whole
another
family.
of that same type. At first, you think it's the same one, and then you're like, "Oh no!" It looks like another one of the same type as this one, and this up here looks, if possible, even a little taller. It's sort of than the other two. It is not floating, or at least, well, I should say, it doesn't seem to be floating quite as high anyway. But you do notice in its left hand there is a glowing green sphere, and it looks up and down at you menacingly from its position on top of this 3 steps here. and points at you, and in a menacing, cold voice says, "Anaxungum Sagaxt." You have no idea.
Does that mean anything to me?
Maybe. What languages do you speak?
Common and Orin.
It is neither of those.
Okay, well, I'm still going to try to remember it for future use.
Yeah. But you can see, and from the inside its hood, 2 menacing green eyes. You can't see the inside of them, just glowing green points of light.
It's not deep speech or Elvish, is it?
It is not Elvish, and it is not deep speech, no.
Excellent.
Okay, so good stuff there, Waves. And you step forward. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's not good stuff. Are you staying where you are, or?
I know that Brian is also not did not come from the other fight unscathed, and I still don't feel like Silvo or Morthwhile are the front fighters. So yeah, I'll stay there. I'm gonna plant my little foot a little bit more into the floor of the mine, like and stand my ground with rapier and my little shield.
Okay.
And we'll see what's coming.
In that case, I'd like to bring us to Brian, who is going to go next. And Brian, you can move through the space that Morthwill's in. That's fine. You're assuming, unless Morthwill tries to block you, I assume he wouldn't. But you can move forward or backwards if you wish. So what would you like to do?
I don't suppose the language was primordial at all, was it?
It was not primordial, although... Let me see if I can have you do this. Yeah, let me have you make just a wisdom check for me, Brian. You can do this at advantage, actually.
With advantage? Sorry,
Yes.
the dog's cheering in the background. She's very noisy.
Yes, with a wisdom check with advantage.
Excellent. 13 both times.
13 or 13. Yeah, most of it was not primordial, but you did, at one point, you did hear something about it sounded something to the effect of they are coming, or they are on their way, or they are here, or they're coming. Something about something is heading this way, or something is coming, or something is arriving. It's not totally clear what that might mean. The rest of it was just gobbledygook.
Okay. Okay. Well, I need to be where Waves is, otherwise they're going to be all by their lonesome. So I'm going to move forward to there.
Okay.
And
you can now see these 3 that I mentioned.
Okay. Are they? I mean, they're looking aggressive, right?
I mean, yeah. One of them has just been apparently pushed back, and is like moaning. This one doesn't. Is also sort of floating around with a skeletal hand held outwards, and this one on the top of this little 3-step dais here with this metal box pointing down at Waves with these fierce green pinpoint of eyes beneath their hood and a green glowing sphere. Does not look super friendly, yeah.
And you say they're floating?
These 2 are floating for sure. This one is sort of standing, although they haven't moved yet, so you're not 100% sure if they're floating or not. They are, and this one is taller than the other 2. All of them are tall, but these 2 are not quite as tall.
I don't want to get too close right now. I'm just going to use my crossbow.
Okay. Who are you aiming at? You can't get a shot off really at this, I don't think. You could probably get a shot off at this one, just sort of duck to the right of Waves, or at this one.
Would I have seen, from the angle I was at, because I was behind Morthwill, would I have seen what happened to Waves' rapier? when she attacked.
Yeah, I'm wondering about that. Let's see, because waves, probably not, because waves, because at the time it was here, and you were back here, so I don't think you would see it. I don't think you would have seen that. No.
Okay,
I mean,
well,
unless waves cursed in Kenku or something. I mean, like, I don't know. I mean, in Arakoka rather. I don't know.
I'm going to go for crossbow against that one.
Okay, sorry. Which one? I beg your pardon.
The middle one.
The middle one. Okay, sounds good.
And 21 to hit.
That will hit.
3 piercing damage.
So you, when you see this, can see, again, it's tattered and all that, but you think you give it a good freaking shot, and the cloak sort of swirls, and the crossbow bolt disappears into it, and the specter kind of, again, moans alarmingly, but you think you probably hit it, but didn't do much damage, relatively speaking, or at least you should have done more.
I'm just going to audibly exclaim, "What the hell? I hit it!" And then I'm not going to move anymore. That's going to be my turn.
Okay, good stuff. That will lead us to one of the bad guys. So this one, the large menacing one, I'm sure you'll be happy to hear. As it moves down the stairs, you can see that it doesn't seem to be like, it is floating slightly, like it's not sort of, like kind of, there's no sense of weight settling on the steps. And it comes down to where Waves is sitting. And it reaches out this green globe, and the green globe covers, all of a sudden, both of its hands in this sort of green fire. And it reaches out to touch you, or attempt to touch you, Waves. Let's see.
I'm not into that.
I can't blame you. I wouldn't be either. However, the good news is that it critically misses you. So I guess it touches itself. No, it doesn't do that. But it does. You manage to duck out of the way. But it hisses at you. And it's sort of like, it kind of looks down at you. And again, from here, you feel this awful sense of just bitter, chill, cold, kind of just like coming over you in waves. Okay.
Waves, yeah, okay.
I wasn't even what I planned, and look at that. Okay, that is going to lead us to Silvo is up next.
Oh dear. Right. Okay. So Silvo can't see anything at the minute, can he?
Nope.
As in, like, he can see, but like he can't see what's going on. But he can hear kerfuffles going on,
and groaning and moaning.
Groaning, moaning, and Brian exclaiming, and the shooting of crossbow bolts. So I'm going to go here, as long as Mothwell doesn't stop me.
I'm just thinking there's not going to be a lot I can do on my turn now.
Okay, well, I can... Ooh, what can I do? What can I do? There is not a great deal I can do. I can...
You could probably, just so you know, Silvo, you could probably squeeze in here, or you could squeeze in here, as long as you're like basically up against.
Can I
the
go
wall
behind Brian? Is that okay? Can I squeeze past you?
Yes, I don't. I think you could just get a shot off, or whatever you're going to do with this thing. You wouldn't be able to get to anything in the back, but I think you could probably do that. Yes.
Okay, so he's going to go here. Mortal, does that screw up your move?
That should be fine.
Okay,
Cheers.
cool. So getting to hit, squeezing past Brian. Obviously, Brian, I'm assuming you're holding your crossbow up at the moment, right?
Say that again, sorry.
You're holding your crossbow at the moment, right?
Yes.
So there's a mutter of, I cannot believe I forgot to buy a damn crossbow, as he sort of sneaks past you, sees this cloaked figure, and is just like, what the hell is that, man? What is this? And a slight... I don't like that at all. Yeah. That sounded like it came out of your teeth. With that, he's going to panic a bit and try and cast Chill Touch.
Okay.
So I think I'm going to cast Chill Touch anyway. Let's have a quick look. Yeah, 120 feet. So you create a ghostly skeletal hand in the space of a creature within range, making a ranged spell attack against a creature to assail it with the chill of the grave. Which I'm not sure if this is gonna be
Chill versus chill.
I'm
Who
gonna,
will win?
I'm gonna put a flare on this, so bear with me here. But the
Okay.
mechanics of it are I need to make a roll. So bear with me. Oh, now I need to find my character sheet. There it is. Because it crashed a second ago. Spells. Open the spells tab and don't crash this time, Roll20. It's being really choppy for me at the moment. Sorry about this.
I've had that sometimes. Do you use hardware acceleration on your browser? I found turning that on fixed it.
Ooh, I might have a go at that. Which means I might drop out of Roll20 after my turn. So, Chill Touch. It's a 14 hit.
That would take away your initiative if you drop out.
Oh, will it? Oh, okay.
14.
it
we
might
could
just
but we could re-add you as far as that goes.
Okay. It might just be a bit choppy then for a bit.
14 will hit. Yes.
A will hit. Okay, excellent stuff. So let's do damage. 8 necrotic damage. Don't know what that's going to do, but the flare is basically Silvo hides quite quickly behind Brian because he's very brave, and all really happens is a weird, like, inky black hand sort of seems to come out of the floor and just seems to latch on to the ankle of this creature.
Okay.
Okay, that's pretty much it.
So this thing, so it does this and touches it and then releases its grip. Does absolutely nothing to this thing.
Excellent. Cool. Wasted that spell.
This is, to be clear, that's necrotic damage that it was doing, right?
Yeah, necrotic damage, yeah.
Zip effect, I'm afraid.
Awesome. I cannot wait for Silvo's character to start learning what spells he can cast. And it not be dependent on a bloody dice roll.
It's a good
Silver's the guy who never does the tutorials or reads the manual.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, right now he's not. He's lost the instruction manual completely.
Skip, level 5, level 5, skip.
I'll be fine. I don't need to know how to cast this. It's fine.
Okay, and Silvo, you were in the spot that you want to be, just up against that door that leads
bravely hiding behind Brian.
Bravely, absolutely. All right. As Brave Sir Robin has finished the turn,
I cannot emphasize how brave he is by hiding behind Brian at the moment.
Morthwell, Mr. Whippy, remind me, does Mr. Whippy go separate initiative, or is Mr. Whippy on your turn second, right?
He is a bonus action to activate, and an activation is a move and an attack.
Right. Okay, so let me just put him after you. So that means then, by virtue of your die roll before, that means that you will get an opportunity to go. So,
yay!
Yep.
And yeah, okay. There we go. Can I get line of sight for a firebolt from here? Yeah, I know.
Between two, I don't think so. You've got, but you could come up here, squeeze in there, and then I think you could probably sort of aim around waves if you wanted to do that. I think you can do that.
I'll think about getting out afterwards. Yeah,
it's like 3 feet of room, but you're dwarf. That helps.
Excuse me, coming through, little guy. Just jumping past. All right. I guess I'll just firebolt at this one since he's right in my friend's face.
Sounds like a plan.
So 26 crit.
Kapow! All right. Nice. All right. Well done. So what are we talking about as far as max damage?
So it's max damage would be 10 fire damage.
Okay. So again, this thing it hits it. And it does clearly have an impact on it, but like as was the case that you, Waves and Brian, as has been the case with the others, the fire quickly sort of dissipates as if it's trying to burn sort of damp wood. So it has damaged it, but not as much as you would have hoped.
I say,
how strange. How strange.
And that both will go, I would like to remind you all that there is a thing that can launch a concentrated jet of fire behind us. I'll see you folks there. And I'm going to squeeze back again.
you see Waves slightly ducking their head, like...
Yeah, speaking of which, where's Mr. Whippy going to go now?
Well, I'm not moving him into the tunnel behind me, that's for damn sure.
Okay.
I'm going to, for now, I'll move him up there out of sight of everyone else.
All right. That means it is now the other bad guy's turn. So just as is the case with you, it can move between things. And also, you'll be really pleased, I'm sure, to hear, Waves and Brian, and actually all of you, I think, can see this, that this thing basically sort of floats through the creature with the green with no problem. It just comes to the other side of it and reaches out to touch Waves again.
It's a ghost.
Okay. Ooh. That might be more of it might be more in the hit category, maybe. That is a 19.
I've got exactly 19.
Okay, and it's going to be a hit then. So it is going to do to you. First of all, you take 13 points of necrotic damage as you feel the chill of the grave, and I need you, Waves, to make a Constitution saving throw for me, please.
Okay. Wait, too many windows. Where is the window that's asking me whether this is an advantage? There we go. Submit. 17.
17, okay, that is enough. You feel this terrible chill that I've been referring to, literally sort of in your very bones, but you manage to kind of, your feathers shake it off or whatever, and the cold dissipates. It's still cold in front of you, but at least this thing is not, cold in the same way. Then this other one is going to drift through this and through this to here. And let's see. It is... I think it's probably also going to go at Waves. It's not... Well,
can I opportunity it when it comes by me?
It's... it's not passing you. If it went like this, like out of your range, then it could. But it's still like... around you, so it's in the same sort of area. Okay. And it is going to attempt to attack you. They apparently have decided to fixate on you.
That's not good. I had a plan for next turn. I want to get there.
Good news is that trying to decide if it's flanking you. I don't think so, because it's got Brian to deal with. So that's good for you, because it only rolled a 7 that time, which is not going to hit you. So you were okay with that. That brings us up to the top of the round. Waves, you have got floating, ghost-like, spectral, undead things all around you.
Yeah, I want the biggest one. I would like to attack the green lighting one, because it's, I think it's like the mom spectre or something. So,
Mom.
Let's go on that. And it's rapier time again.
Yep. Okay.
It's rapier time.
It's rapier time.
Also, your rapier is not magical, right?
No,
Okay.
my rapier is not magical. But I might still hit, with 22.
Oh, yeah. No, that'll hit for sure.
Okay, in this case, I'm gonna expend my last spell slot to make the hit a Divine Smite.
I love it.
Which means if I hit, I do 2d8 more damage, in addition to what I do in radiant damage. And if it's an undead creature, yet another 1d8. So if this is then it would be my usual damage plus 3d8.
Yep, and it definitely is undead, so you are 100% on point there.
Okay, so 12 from my usual damage, and
so that damage does not do as much as you would expect, but this next damage that you're about to do, this 3d8, yeah, this is all
21.
Yeah, it takes all of that. So it takes all of that, and it kind of like, and that one, as you can see it strike, like you can see this glow, this fierce. Actually, you tell me. Does the glow of your weapon? What's the glow of the light on your weapon? Do you think, Waves?
It's like a misty blue, misty gray blue thing. Like you feel like if you're smelling salt water for a moment.
Yep.
And Waves makes a sound similar to the cry of a seagull in that moment.
Oh, nice. So you see the blue just up this thing, and it kind of recoils, and then it looks at you and says,
yeah, no worries. I also still have.
What else?
I also still have the Fury of the Tides going, and I would like to knock it directly into that corner that is 5 feet behind it.
Okay, like here. So you want here, or do you want here?
Yeah, No, then I don't think that would be too. I don't think I would hit the wall then.
Yeah, you
I wanted
probably
to hit the wall.
Yeah, so you
So I
kind
want,
of
then
bang
the
into
corner.
the corner.
Also,
yeah.
corners is much more. Like every parent knows, corners really bad.
Oh, yeah,
So that
100%.
it would take 4 more damage from my charisma modifier.
Okay. So it will take that too. Okay. So right, and you could disengage 5 feet up to here if you want waves.
That's
if
a
you
good
want to press
space
your
to be,
advantage.
isn't it?
Or like
Yeah, but I
straight
mean,
across here. I'm just letting you know that you have options if you want.
Yeah, I mean the thing in the back can reach me anyway, and maybe it will let my companions position themselves better. So I'm gonna actually move up here.
Okay.
Can I still? Could I still go like this?
If you do that, then you're going to provoke an attack of opportunity.
Oh no, that's
so
no
just
more
be there.
attacks. I'm fine with all the
Okay.
attacks I've received so far.
yeah, I'm all good. Because you just disengaged from this one down here. Okay, good stuff. Nice turn. That's going to lead us to Brian is up next. Brian, what would you like to do? You saw this blue strike effect, the cry of the seagull.
I don't have anything like that in my arsenal. When the figure was back chatting to Waves, did I understand anything of what they said?
The best that you can get is you heard again some reference about arrival and something like that. And then there was something about chosen. But you have no idea, like, chosen, like, you're chosen, they're chosen, there are people coming chosen. It's chosen, the guy from Karate Kid 2. Like, I mean, it could have been Chosen's, but something about chosen.
I'm going to relay this. He's saying something about someone coming. We're coming. They're coming. Like, someone's chosen. We're
So
chosen.
you say we've lost
They're
the
chosen?
element of surprise?
Hmm.
The
I think
tacos
that
have
went a
been
while
chosen.
ago.
Yeah, exactly. That one play.
This character with the green flames.
Mhm.
Do the flames look like actual flames, or does it look magical?
No, I mean, it's definitely magical, whether they have some, and there's definitely no heat emanating from it. They look, however, very much flame-like, but they're definitely magical in some sense.
Okay. Because I shot off my crossbow before, can I use my scimitars?
Sure. Yeah, in fact, you can just switch that over if you want to switch from crossbow to... because I would just have you do that as basically a bonus action. You can switch up the scimitars.
Okay. I'm considering using the first spell I've ever used in this since we've been playing Ghosts of Saltmarsh, which
How
is
exciting.
bizarre because I mean I have them, but there's just not been an opportunity.
Yeah,
And
it's
probably
fireball.
gonna do. Say again?
It's fireball.
No, unfortunately
in a
not.
very small contained area.
I'm going to cast Create or Destroy Water because I want to see if that flame will go out if I dump a load of rain on him.
Okay.
Is my thought process.
Okay.
The other option is to attack this one with my scimitars, and it didn't really do a lot of damage last time. I just need to work out how to cast the spell on my Roll20 sheet. I'm going to try clicking this one.
Okay.
No, nothing happened.
If you go onto the spells tab at the top,
Yeah, I'm on the spells tab.
Have you got any spells in there?
Yeah, Create or Destroy Water.
If you click the name Create or Destroy Water, it might stick it in chat.
Yeah, there's an encyclopedia that usually links.
No.
Hmm.
Oh, weird.
I can do
Oh,
there it
this.
is.
Oh,
There we go.
there
There
it
you
is.
There it is.
Took a second.
Found it. So
Up to
yeah,
10 gallons.
yeah. So I'm planning on like just like completely saturating this guy.
Okay.
Preferably not getting wave soggy because it'll ruin the feathers. So yeah, as much. I want to cast it as a level.
I think you're going to
spell.
end up soaking, just so you know, you're probably going to end up soaking waves because it's a 30-foot cube. So it's going to be hard not to get, these being basically, I think we said 5-foot squares, means that you're likely to get waves as well.
She might get her like claws wet.
Yeah.
I understand that.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I'm gonna cast it at level 1. Why is it not letting me do that? Yeah.
Yeah, I see it because there's no. So you do that, and this just big, falls, and you can see the a little bit of a somewhat bedraggled waves, of course you can see the soaking wet cloak of these creatures, both this creature here with the green flame, and this one in front here. But the flame does not go out. In fact, doesn't seem to be affected by it at all.
Ah, that's a shame. Can I equip my scimitars as a bonus action then?
So technically you are, well, yeah. So yes, you can do that. I should say, technically I should have you drop your crossbow to use the scimitars, but that's fine because you're not, I don't think you're attacking with this since you already had your attack. So since you're just switching them, then that's fine. Yeah. So you can just basically pull out your scimitars if you wish.
I was going to use my action surge to do another attack.
Okay. You can do that for sure. On this one right in front of you?
Yes.
Okay. Because you could also, you could get here if you wanted. I believe the one that waves hit, I should have made a note of this. I think the one that waves hit was, and that you hit, I'm trying to remember if that was here or here. I think it moved from there to there. So yeah, so I think the one that you hurt is here. So you could move one step up without incurring an attack of opportunity, and then you could attack the one that's already been hurt by you in waves if you wish, or you could attack this one.
Yeah, why not? I'm going to do that. Attack this one.
Okay. All right. You may proceed.
In for a penny and all that. Okay. So I've got 2 scimitars. I'll do the normal one first. 15 hit?
15 will hit.
For 6 slashing.
Okay, which again, it does not seem to be as hurt as you would have expected. You do hit it, but not as much as you would have assumed.
And does 10 hit?
10 does not hit.
Okay.
Oh wait, that's okay, because that one that you used first was your regular scimitar. Is one of these a magical scimitar?
It was one that Morthwill created for me.
It counts as magical when it's got enhanced weapon on it.
That's what I thought. So I just want to be clear that you attacked first with the non-magical. That's the one you hit with.
Non-magical first, yeah. The one that actually hit was non-magical.
Okay, that's what I wanted to know. Okay, so that's fine. Yeah, this one sadly misses. The second one misses though. Okay. But that was good call on the action surge, I think. Okay. So that leads to Big Green Flame Guy, who is going to slide down here, and now there is a flank on waves, and is going to attack you at advantage by reaching out to touch your feathers, so to speak. That is an 18. Actually, wait.
18 does not hit.
Hold on. I need to make sure that's...
No, I don't hold on. I take it. 18 does not hit. We're fine.
No, it was... I'm sorry. I was looking at the wrong creature. It was...
I'm sorry. We can only accept your first answer.
It was a... It was a +6 on the attack, not a +4. So that's actually a 20. I apologize. That is a hit.
Yes, you should.
I believe I am sorry about that.
Man, we gotta start flanking people.
Well, advantage, you can flank an attack, and also being flanked is not fun. Okay, so unfortunately that is a hit. That is going to do that is a fair bit. Hang on just a second. Ugh. So that is going to do 20 points of necrotic damage to you.
Yeah.
Which I think brings you at -8, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Let's see. And then it is going to stay. All right, so waves is down for the moment. Let's put that like that. Okay, waves is down for the moment. And the creature, as it does this, you can see that when it touches, Brian, you have an up-close and personal view of this, that when it touches waves, and waves kind of like sort of jerks as if she's been struck, her feathers where the green flamed hand has touched blacken. beneath the touch of this creature, and then she just slumps to the ground. And the creature sort of like looks up balefully at you, Brian, and says,
Do I understand any of it?
no, not this time. Wait, you do have black feathers? Why am I looking at a creature that is red and...
I recently washed out the color because I was angry at the council person.
Okay, all right. So then, the feathers where you were touched wither a little bit. Let's put it that way. In other words, there's a definite effect that was had on you besides just hurting you. Not that I'm sure that matters to you as you wander through the world of unconsciousness at the moment, but I'm just letting you know, for Brian's benefit, actually, what it is that Brian saw. Okay, Silvo, you were up, and you actually, as you're sort of peeking around the corner, could see that Waves has hit the ground.
Yeah.
Not great.
I can't see this creature, can I?
Not at the moment, no.
Could I see it if I stood here?
Yes.
Okay,
Especially
well,
because Waves is on the ground now, so you'd have to
Yeah.
look around Brian, but you can do it, yes.
Okay, cool. This is a dumb move, but he kind of loves Waves. So Silver's gonna step forward and he's gonna go, "Oi! Oi, you, biggin!" And he's gonna take his knife out and he's gonna slash his hand open, causing himself 2 points of damage, probably. So he can cast a spell, because he knows that when he gets pain inflicted upon him, he casts spells, so he doesn't know why.
Okay.
Right, give me a second. Let me just. I need to read something. Sorry,
No,
bear
that's
with me
fine.
2 seconds. Bear with me 2 seconds. This could go great. This could go terribly.
And Morthwill, who goes next, has a up close and personal view of that happening.
Of me just slicing my hand open and Silvo just sort of having a handful of his own blood.
What are you gonna do? Bleed at him?
You're gonna do bleed on me?
There is spells. Where are spells? I'm panicking because my friend is dying. Spells. Right, I'm going to tell you what I want to do and tell me if I'm allowed. 'Cause I've never used meta magic before, and this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to twin spell Dissonant Whispers.
Okay. Yep.
Both at the dude.
Okay. Yep.
That's a thing I can do, right?
Yes.
So it's a level 1 spell. So if I'm right, I use 1 meta magic point to twin a spell.
Yes.
Of that level.
That's right.
A sorcery point.
So which is basically just using it twice on the same thing. So
yes.
Dissonant Whispers twice. Okay. Yep.
So Dissonant Whispers twice on that creature, and for flair and flavor, almost an invisible shockwave of air seems to shoot from Silvo towards the creature.
Oh my goodness.
More like a
Expecto
multiple
Patronum.
wave of it. Yeah, sort of. Like he's pissed. One of his friends has just basically fallen unconscious in front of him or died. He's not sure. So he needs to do some things. So he's done this. So let's do this. That is DC 14. So I think you need to roll a wisdom saving throw.
That is right. Just give me 1 second.
So
Is this a... one second. Let me take a look at the... I want to see the spell description.
Yep. It's psychic damage.
Right. That's the thing I was looking at. Okay. Yeah, that is not resistant to any of that. Okay, so...
Cool.
So it needs to make a wisdom saving throw. Let's see if it does that. Eesh. That's a pretty good roll. It's an 18.
Okay, that's fine. What's the second one?
Let's see. The second... Oh, right. That is correct. 2 of them. Now there are 2 of them. Okay. Let's see. Oh, that one is a critical miss, though. So,
Excellent stuff. So if
yeah.
I do 3d6 and you half it, and then I'll do 3d6 and you don't half it.
Okay, lovely. So do the
Does that
3d6.
sound-
Yeah,
does that
sounds
sound
right.
good?
Mm-hmm. Sounds
So
right.
3d6, so half this, so 5
Okay.
plus 10, so 15. So 15 points of damage.
Okay. So you can see as that strikes that it's sort of the the green sort of flares, and it almost puts one like skeletal hand up to its head, and the thing glows sort of a fitful green for the first time. I mean, it's hard to tell, but it looks like you might have hurt it.
Silvo, shaking now with his sort of coat billowing behind him from that shockwave, turns to Morthwheel and goes, I don't know what I did, but I don't think I bled on it.
Well, are you going to move anywhere, or are you going to stay where you are?
I'm in attack of opportunity range with this geezer on her.
Yeah, and you've moved next to it, unfortunately, so you can't move out of the way without provoking, because you can't just re-disengage.
Then no, I'm going to stay where I am.
Okay. That's going to lead us to Morthwheel. You're up.
Okay, so first thing I am going to do is change my pointer. There we go.
First thing I'm going to do is panic. Second thing.
Disengage to here.
Yep.
Then I'm going to bring up to everyone's horror right now, I think, but don't worry, it's just moving. It's just moving.
I'm completely relaxed about this.
If you're going to make an omelet! Just like,
You need to boil the eggs. I don't know
Didn't
how
ask
to
how
cook.
big the room was.
yeah, exactly. Oh, man.
I
Okay.
said breath attack.
Yeah.
Okay.
No. Right. Well, this guy's kind of taking up my attention right now. I got nothing. I've really got nothing. I mean, Silvo's fine health-wise, right? Now I've disengaged.
Yep.
No, I'm going to stay where I am. I'm going to fireball this one.
Okay, with you, right? Not Whippy.
No, not Whip. I am not using Whippy's breath attack this turn.
Okay,
I
I
want
was
to make
gonna
that
say.
absolutely clear.
Okay. All right, yes, go ahead and firebolt him. That's fine. It makes a nice scorch mark on the wall
Good luck,
behind it.
team.
You can do it. Okay.
You can do it.
All right. So it is their turn. The first one is, let's see. What is he going to do? He is... Oh, okay. This one is going to move here. Again, it sort of is able to drift. Even as it's moving, it looks vaguely, slightly incorporeal, so that it can now flank Brine. And you get the impression as you're watching Brine, you get this sense anyway, that these things are sort of one-by-one takedown deal. You know, like they get rid of one, they go to the next one, they get rid of one, they go to the next one. That's your sense. So now that they've gotten rid of one, as they see it, I guess, so it is going to attack you at advantage. It's going to try to reach out and touch you. But you'll be happy to know that it rolled like absolute garbage. That is a 9 and a 10, and a 10 is not going to hit you, I think.
No, my AC is 16.
All right, so that's one of those ha-ha Han Solo moves, and then the other one goes. Also attacking you at advantage, also because it has you in a flank. So this one is, my goodness, these were horrific. I assume a 12 is not going to do it either, right?
No, can I do like the whole matrix? Because I've already matrixed around the firebolt.
Basically.
So I'm just
Wow.
still going with this, like just
Very
dodging
impressive.
and weaving.
That was very impressive for you and not impressive for them. All right, Waves, on your turn, two things. You're going to be making a death saving throw, but first I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Sorry, me.
No, Waves.
No, me. I need to make a Constitution
The
saving
unconscious
throw.
bird.
It's just still, my Constitution's still working for me.
Yeah, but my con working at all times.
Yeah.
Wow. Just like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, good. All right, that's wonderful. So that means that now I do need you to make a death saving throw.
Just do that again. That's fine. You've got
Yeah,
it.
exactly. Do that. Exactly. Do that same. Oh my God!
I did. Thank you, Saber, for telling me what to do.
Wow.
This worked out really well.
That death save means not only that means that Waves literally comes back to a hit point. That is what that means. So
Waves just flips
Wow.
off after that move.
Waves is like, go F yourself. All right, so
Morthwheel shouts down the hall, "Waves! Up!" And Waves like, "Yes!"
so Waves, you are at one hit point now, and you kind of like, and you're looking up to see. Now this thing is not currently paying attention to you at the moment, although it's going to be its turn pretty soon. It may pay attention again, but you were just lying flat on the ground. And And I'm not going to ask you what you want to do. Well, actually, no, because it is still your turn. You can't, like, this is the end of your turn, so you can't move or do anything. What I do want to know is, do you want your eyes open, beak ready to peck, or do you want to be like, I'm still dead here type of thing, right? You're muted, I think.
Yeah, again, I'm sorry. I'm really good at this tonight. I haven't streamed ever before. I don't know how to unmute. I mean, I could pretend to be dead with eyes open, right?
Oh, sure. I mean, yeah, right. If you're just sort of like...
I've got like black little beady bird eyes, so I think that should be like...
Okay.
Okay, I would like to pretend to be dead with eyes open.
I would like you to make a deception check. I'm going to have you do this at advantage.
Oh, okay. Advantage. 23.
Yeah. I have a feeling this thing is going to be just as surprised that you're alive as you are. So, all right, lovely. So that's all you can do in your turn, but you are currently alive, and sort of, that was very impressive. That's a hell of a save. That's a hell of a save turn.
Saber told me what to do. Like, do this again. Yes, okay.
Just do that. Just roll that.
Yeah.
Brian, you were up next.
Saber, can you please tell me to roll a nat 20?
Now, Brian, you have it within yourself. I believe you. Wait, I'm not a bard.
See, if this works, you're multi-classing, mate.
I know, seriously.
You've
got the tools, you've got the talent. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm going to go for the one that I know's injured, that one.
Okay, yep.
And I'm going to start with my non-magical weapon first.
Okay.
Does a 16 hit?
Yes, it does.
For 6.
Okay, so again, not as much as you would have hoped.
And then I'm going to go for my magical weapon.
Same guy.
Saber, just send the nat 20 vibes. 18?
18 will hit, and it's the same guy, right? That you were attacking, the same one? Okay. Yeah, so it takes that one. It takes all of, and you leave this terrible rent in its cloak, and you can see it kind of almost like having a hard time sort of holding itself together. It looks very hurt, if you had to guess. Not quite dead, but right on the edge of undeath, death, life, something. So
that's for waves as I swing my
I love it.
saber.
You don't have a lot of options to move, but you could.
I'm kind of stuck. I'm staying where I am.
I figured. Okay, good stuff, Brian. All right, now the bad guy moves. Now, so here's the deal. Here's how this is going to work, and it's going to seem a little odd here. So this is going to literally step on top of. In fact, let me see if I can. No, that wasn't it. It was. There we go. So it's going to literally step on top of waves here because it doesn't, so it's like literally floating above you. Now,
I'm seeing things that I never thought I would see.
Yeah. No, fortunately, it all
look
fades to
directly
black.
up.
You'll be happy to know everything fades to black. So here's the deal. It's going to...
I'm not happy. That is really bad if you have 1 hit point. Suddenly everything fades to black.
You were the one who wanted your eyes open, all right? So it's going to get its attack on Brian, but after that, I'm going to give you an attack of opportunity, Waves, if you want to take it, because it's literally on top of you. And normally creatures would not do this in the same way, but this thing is vaguely incorporeal anyway. So it's going to get its attack, then you can get an attack on it if you wish. Let's see. I'm going to have it roll against Brian. That is an 18.
That hits.
All right, so 2 things, Brian. First of all, you are going to take... That is 27 points of necrotic damage.
That puts me down to 1 HP.
Yep, and now I need you to make a Constitution saving throw for me, please.
Constitution. Okay.
Please roll a 20. Please roll a 20.
17?
Yeah, that's enough. So you feel this chill pass through you, but it does not destroy you completely. You did feel like you were hit by a truck just then, though. Like at least if this sort of like this chill flame, it really is sort of the burning of the coldest of ice you could imagine, far colder than the deepest oceans that you've ever plied your trade in, as it strikes you. Now the good news is that at this point, Waves could, if she chooses, get an attack on this thing.
But it's from the prone position, so at disadvantage.
I'm not going to give you disadvantage on this. You're literally right below it. I'm on this one. You're just stabbing upwards.
Okay.
If you know what I'm saying.
There's a first in life and death for everything. So
Exactly.
I guess. So I'm gonna poke it with my rapier from below.
Okay.
To the surprise of hopefully everyone.
I would imagine, yes.
With a 20.
Oh, that will, yeah. That definitely hits. Okay.
Damage 14.
Okay, and this is not a magical attack. So you, but it does not.
I've got a question here.
Okay.
Is my Fury of the Tides still going from
No.
my Channel Divinity?
Not once you.
Because otherwise I would have liked to knock it into the ceiling right now.
It would have been awesome, but no, unfortunately, not once you get unconscious. I wish. But
that's a pity.
So you do not do as much damage as you wished. However, I want to point out that Silvo, I don't think Morthwill can see this, but Silvo and absolutely Brian can see this creature just basically kind of the cloak sort of like surges upward for a second, and then you see this like feather-covered hand like sort of returning with its rapier, and you're now very obviously, Brian, it's very clear, as the creature above now knows that Waves is not dead. All right, Silvo, it is your turn, Silvo.
Okay, excellent stuff. What am I going to do? Can I disengage?
5 feet, yes. You could go back one spot here if you wished. Or,
If
for that
I
matter,
went-
you could go up here without disengaging if you wanted.
Would I wait? If I'm not, is that not within melee range of these two?
It is, but that's not. Well, yeah. If you then wanted to leave that area again, then it would not be a disengage. Disengage
I'm
just
not going
means you. Disengage
I'm not
means that
going
you
further
leave the
towards
threatened
it,
space of a creature. So if you go
Yeah.
here, that's a disengage.
If I disengage, can I also attack?
Yes. Oh yeah. Sure. Disengage
Oh,
is
yeah,
just a move. So
Okay, excellent stuff. But that uses my move, right?
right. Yes.
Okay. Morthwell, does this screw up your plans at all?
What plan?
Plan.
I can I still see this creature that Waves has just given a rapier colonoscopy to?
I would say probably yeah. You have to peek
Probably.
around the corner,
Excellent
but yeah.
Okay, cool. So Silver's going to disengage. He's going to point at that creature and go, and that's what you get for messing with the bravest Kenku this side of the Azure Sea. And he's going to cast Infestation.
All right.
So you need to do a thing, and I can't remember what the thing is because my character sheet is being really slow, and I'm trying to fill air while I go to the spells tab. I think it's a Constitution saving throw. I'm not 100% certain, but we'll find out in a second. Infestation. Yes. Can you do a Constitution saving throw, please?
Sure.
It's poison damage, just in case he's like completely immune to it. Well,
Did you say poison damage?
yes.
Yeah, I have some not good news.
Excellent.
He's actually completely immune to poison damage.
Is he immune to the other effects of infestation?
What are the other? Tell me what the other effects are.
So 1d6 poison damage. If they fail the Constitution saving throw, 1d6 poison damage and moves 5 feet in a random direction.
I think they probably would still be affected by the movement.
Okay.
So that is.
DC
I have a feeling they're going to
14.
make it though. That is a 17.
17. Yeah, that's fine. Nothing happens at all.
Sigh.
Yeah, well, that's fine. Silver didn't know he cast it, so
Yeah, it's like aha. Okay. Right. So and then you're where you are. So that is
I'm done.
okay. That's going to lead us to Morthwill. What do you want to do, Morthwill? You've got.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Give me a second here. Just need to check a thing.
I see
Okay.
things popping up on my screen that'll be very fun. to chat.
Yes. Broadcast to other players does not include the DM, I just found out. Okay. I didn't want everyone to get nervous, so I didn't broadcast it to everyone. And now they're really nervous.
That would have been really funny.
what?
I just saw a
am
bunch of
committed to
numbers and
not-
calculations on the screen. I'm sure it's fine.
It's totally fine. It's totally fine. Right.
Can you say splash damage, kids?
Yeah, I can't risk.
To we need to point out that there are 2 people with only 1 hit point.
If I bounce it off.
No. Same idea, different direction. That's safe.
Technically.
Wait a minute. Where that thing is sitting, there is no chance on God's green earth that doesn't hit Brian.
What if it goes here, like between me and the thing?
I'm thinking more about splash. I am
just-
thinking
and
about
then
the
just-
splash damage, though.
Yeah, because the thing is that the thing that is sitting here sort of wavering in front of this wall, which it's only really standing in about 3 feet of space. So there's going to be some, like, I mean, just logically, the flame is going to hit, lick around the corners, you know what I mean?
It is.
To there.
Yeah.
It's close, but I think, I mean, whatever.
No,
maybe Brian
no,
parkours
no.
out of the way. I mean,
No, I'm trying to push my luck here with something that's clearly dodgy. Problem is, I can't disengage right now. Mind you, they're not paying attention to me yet. This guy's fireball on this guy. Yep.
okay.
Yeah, right. I've got very few options and they all suck. I left my
very-
Ghostbuster in our other campaign.
Yeah. For various people in the room, they suck.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Exactly. Everyone's just like from the ground waves is like same.
okay. That's a 8 points of damage.
Ooh,
Fire
very
damage.
8 points of fire damage. Okay, does not do as much as you would have hoped. Oh, actually, wait. No, that's magical damage though.
Yes.
So yeah. So it does take that. Okay.
Okay. Problem is I can't disengage because Silvo's in the space.
Sorry.
Yeah, because you can move through it, but you can't stay there.
Oh, okay. You can't stay.
If
in
I
space,
moved up
can
to here, would it remove any flanking advantage the pair of them have?
Maybe it might cause them to be focused on something else possible.
Okay, I'm going to move up to there.
Okay, good
I'm
call.
going to move alongside Brian, and that's going to be my turn for now. Hey, can't let you have all the fun now.
That's
I
it.
just slammed my shield onto the ground in front of me and crouched behind it.
So this was a good call, Morthwill. They are going to still attack Brian, but not at advantage anymore. The one to the north is going to attack Brian first with a that is a 9, which is not going to be enough, I suspect.
Nope.
All right, here we go, chat. The bottom one, southernmost one, is going to do the same thing, not at advantage. Oh, god damn it! It's a 20. Not a critical. It's but it's a natural. It's not a natural 20, but it's a 20, which I assume hits you, Brian. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, what was that?
I said you were not a non-natural 20 does still hit you, right?
Oh, yes, very much so.
Shoot. Sorry. That is then going to do 9 necrotic damage to you, which means you are now sitting at -8. Okay. And I need you to make a Constitution saving throw for me, please.
24.
Wow, you people are saving like nobody's business. Okay, that chill passes over you as you slip blissfully into unconsciousness. Okay, that brings us up to Waves. Now, Waves, I'm going to move. Well, you are right below this thing. I
would like to
change that.
disengage 1 square to the left, I guess.
Yeah, so sort of roll out of the way to the left here.
Whoop.
Like there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you can do that.
I can. Yeah, I can.
There you go.
Okay. That thing doesn't look too good, right?
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Is that not... I apologize. So what happens with this chat is that I have 2 windows up, one for the players and one for one for myself, my DM side. And it, for some reason, it doesn't... I need to figure out a way to keep it so that when the window's not focused, it doesn't update rolls or movements, and I don't understand why, and it's annoying. So sorry about that.
Okay.
Now it is now updated and everything's there. Thank you, Effect Life.
Okay.
Okay. Yep, you're there.
So but Mummy Undead is not looking good, right?
Yeah, is looking quite hurt.
Yeah, I was wondering. No, I can't disengage any further, right? Because I just disengaged from under it.
Correct. You would then take an attack if you went further.
Yeah, I could heal up to 5 hit points, but I feel like that might not be enough in any case. So, rapier time.
Best defense is a good offense, I guess. All right.
Yeah, if you don't have anything else, I mean, what to do? Submit. 25.
Yeah, absolutely.
And 13.
Okay. You like pierce through its cloak. It is just wavering, like, you know, the flame, the green flame orb is kind of flickering. It is not quite dead and incredibly hurt.
Okay, there's nothing else I can do. I've done all my actions.
Okay, that's going to lead us to Brian. Brian, I need you to make a death saving throw for me, please. So, I don't know if we've done. Have we done this for you before on this campaign?
Probably. I've been down quite a lot.
You're rolling just a d20, and you're basically going. You're looking for 10 and above. 9, you're looking to avoid a critical miss, and you are hopefully getting what Waves got earlier this time, which was a crit success, which would bring you back to a hit point.
Can I just click the death saves thing?
That should do
Yes,
it.
you can just click.
All right, that is 1 failure. All right. Brian looks very hurt, and very unconscious and very hurt. Okay, the creature, this creature here, you remember the scene in Fellowship where they're on Weathertop, the film version, where they're on Weathertop and Frodo puts on the ring and one of the Nazgul, like, looks over in the direction of the ring. That's basically what the Wraith does. It looks directly in the direction here of Waves, and then reaches out to attempt to touch you, Waves. And
I'm gonna bite it.
that is going to be a 17.
17 does not hit.
All right. Then it misses barely, just over it, and it sort of looks at you and goes,
I repeat that.
So interesting. Let me think about that for a second.
Diplomacy.
Make an insight check for me, Waves.
Oh, why? I think that this is... I'm good at so many things. Oh, I'm not that bad at this guy. It's not Regina. I'm not that stupid this time. 17.
When you say that, you see this creature sort of like almost tilt its head, and you see its head sort of lower, and it says, next. And it's definitely still threatening, but it's almost as if it's now regarding you in a different way. I do not mean friendly, please don't misunderstand, but it's regarding you kind of as like it's reassessing what you are.
It tried to kill me. Being friendly wouldn't.
No, I know that. I know.
Change a lot now.
But I didn't want you to be like, it realizes it was wrong. No, it doesn't seem, it's not that, but it's reassessing your level of threat. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
Okay. So it did that. That leads us to Silvo is up next. Morthwill's on deck.
Do I see it sort of hovering and trying to grasp Waves?
You did see it reach out and attempt to touch Waves, who managed to barely dodge out of the way. Drunken
Waves,
master
are
style.
you on the floor or are you stood up?
I stood up and
You stood up,
poked it.
okay.
It's a good thing, or it would have been advantage, that roll.
Okay. I'm going to look at the creature and I'm going to telepathically speak to it if I can.
Okay.
And I'm going to go, Oi, don't turn your back on me. I've fought scarier things than you in my nightmares. Come here. And I'm going to stab the knife into my hand now to try and repeat what happened last time. I'll
Is that
sort
another
out
2
damage for
points?
that afterwards.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, well, I didn't know if stabbing a knife into my hand would be just 2 points of damage, but we'll figure that out afterwards. Hopefully it's not more than what I've actually got, otherwise, I'm really frail.
All right. Right now, I assume 2 from the first one, so you'll tell me what you think the
Yeah.
damage is in that other one.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's going to try and use some more meta magic.
Okay.
He is going to use... Can I use 2 different meta magic abilities at once? If it
I
says,
don't think
if it doesn't
so.
expressly say I can't.
I don't. Let me double check. I don't think you can. Although it may just have to do with a limitation of sorcery points. Oh, God damn it, mouse. All right. Because there's a term. Yeah, that's what I thought. I actually went to look up for this because it wasn't going to be in the book. So, explicitly addressed in the Sage Address Compendium, metamagic rules state that you cannot use multiple metamagic options on a single spell. I didn't think so. There is also, I believe, a feat for certain classes that allows you to do that, but you'd have to be a higher level than you are now anyway.
No, that's fair. That's fair. I just didn't know if this could be like a impressive move or like a Goku in Dragon Ball Z impressive move.
Right. Over 9,000, yeah.
Yeah, sort of thing. So the same thing is going to happen. Ripples of Air are going to shoot from Silvo. He's screaming in pain, and Ripples of Air is going to shoot towards this creature as he does Dissonant Whispers twice.
Okay. All right. So that's Wisdom saving throw twice?
If I remember correctly, yes. So if you do a Wisdom saving throw twice, DC 14... and we'll see what damage he takes.
The second one is going to make the first one critically miss, though.
Okay, excellent stuff. So if we do the halved one first, so if I do, I just need to double check.
Well, why don't you probably? How about you do the big one first?
The big one first.
Yeah. The one that was critically missed.
D6. That was it. 3d6. So 3d6. So this is the big one. So 14 points.
14 points of damage. You see, as you sort of hit it with this, it's sort of kind of like wavers, and then it seems to do this weird thing where it kind of grows sort of larger and larger at first. You're like, and then you realize it's just that the cloak is kind of billowing, and then this green energy shoots out from it, and the cloak collapses to the floor, and there is nothing underneath it.
Excellent.
So yeah, that worked. Just make sure to let me know as soon as you find out how much damage that did to you just now.
Yeah, cool.
Do you want to move
Fantastic.
anywhere? You could.
No, I'm good.
Okay. Then Morthwill, you are up next. There are two creatures, one to your right, one to your left. Both hurt, one severely.
I can move to here without provoking
Correct.
attack of opportunity?
That's correct, yep.
Okay. So I'm going to step there, pull out one of my crystal wands and stab Brian in the chest with it
Okay.
for cure wounds.
Clear.
Oh my god, it's the scene from Pulp Fiction.
Like that scene from Pulp Fiction.
Who rolls for the cure wounds? Is it me or Brian?
You would roll for it.
Okay. Quiet that, no.
Soon?
Yeah, it's not doing anything. Hang on, let me reopen my character sheet. It was working a minute ago.
This
Right,
never
try again.
happens.
Yeah.
It's not rolling. What the hell?
Hmm.
All right, fine. Old-fashioned way. It's going to be... What is that? 1d8 plus 4. Right. Give me a second.
It's going to roll all of them at once, all of a sudden. Wow.
So 8 points.
Okay.
8 points on Brian.
All right, and that starts from 0 when you heal. So Brian is back to 8 now, although, Brian, you're still prone, but you are now functional. You maintain that death save failure until the combat is over, so we'll just see whether that happens. But at the moment, Brian is out of danger, okay?
Okay. You say that.
I mean, out of immediate death danger. There's definitely danger. There's a lot of danger to go around.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Well, it's not necessarily going to fire, but I do have to have a look. So it would be firing like there, like...
Yeah, I still think, especially because of where it is against the wall, I still think there's no way to do that without hitting you. Without hitting Brian specifically, which Brian's like, you're back. It's just like, God damn it.
Is it hot in here?
What about if it climbed 5 feet up the wall? Because it can climb up to 15 feet as part of its move, and I've only moved 10.
Can climb 5 feet up the wall?
They've got a movement and climb of 15.
Ooh. Well, I mean, Brian's on the floor, right?
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, all right. I'd buy that if it can literally. I mean, what is it? How is it a spider dragon? Like I thought it like.
Oh, I mean, it's an eldritch cannon is the actual description of it.
So it like floats, hovers almost.
Yeah, but like for flavor, I've given it legs because you got to have some imagination.
Yes.
All right, then flame
yeah.
away then.
Okay.
Hey, Prince Justin.
Whoosh.
Yeah, afraid of
Scaring the shit out of Brian.
That's
who's just
actually
got
true
on her
because you're just
feet.
gonna see this thing as she wakes up, like, and then just flames, just like right on top of it.
It's kind of obscured from waves as well. So.
Oh yeah.
All right. Alrighty then. Let's do this. I forgot to set up my attack roll for this one. Oh no, that's right. It's they've got to make a saving throw. That's right.
Oh yeah.
It's one of these ones. It's a breath weapon.
Talking dex here.
I believe so. DC 13. No, DC 14 dex. Yeah, that's not adjusted for my spell modifier.
It does make that.
Okay, so
but
it's going
probably
to
only
take
half.
half.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to take half 2d8 magical fire then. Right, what if I can... Still struggling with this new UI. 2d8 plus nothing. That's 1d8. Roll another one, so that's 2. Plus 7. So that's 9 halved.
This thing goes up like an inferno, a towering inferno, and then collapses, just the cloak burning on the ground.
Can I just jot down a note quickly as the end of my turn?
Yeah, I suppose.
Note to
Great
self,
success.
ghosts flammable.
All right. Very good stuff. That was the bonus for Mr. Whippy. Okay, that leaves one that is left. So the question is, Brian, I'm going to ask the same question that I asked Waves when she was in this situation. Are you going to act? Are you going to play dead?
No, I'm angry.
Okay.
I'm very annoyed.
It's probably going to try to attack you again, and that's totally fine narratively. I'm just letting you know what it's going to do, because it's sort of like the thing that's near it is the issue.
Plus, I don't have the intelligence of Waves, so yeah.
You'll be happy to know that because it cannot roll to
don't
save
have
its
the
life
intelligence.
or undeath, it rolls not one but 2 12s, which will not be enough, I think, to hit you.
No, I've got an AC of 16.
So it misses, and that brings us back up to Waves. Waves, there is one creature remaining. Brian has not moved yet. Brian is like, rah, like he's sort of angrily moving around and is clearly not dead.
I'm very relieved that Brian is not dead. So that's good. But I don't see. I mean, I could. Can I also move through Mr. Whippy's square?
Yep. You're sort of squeezing through, yes, assuming Mr. Whippy allows it. You just have to duck underneath Mr. Whippy, which is the floating,
He's
for
size purposes, it's classed as small.
Okay.
This variant. There's also a tiny handheld version.
We can have a tiny Mr. Whippy, like with a handheld version.
I can make it shoulder mounted if I wanted something. I can have a shoulder mounted
yes.
thing.
Have it sit on a head or helmet.
By the end of this
He's
campaign, I'm
turned
going to be
into
like the
Predator.
Centurions cartoon.
Ah.
Oh, man.
Okay, you know what? Waves also wants to see the undead dead, so I'm gonna move through and poke.
Okay.
There we go.
As far as that goes, you could just sort of step over Brian as you're going, so, and then just like,
That seems unkind.
yeah.
That seems unkind. 17?
17 will hit.
And with 12 piercing.
Yep, not as much as you would have expected, but this thing is also looking very messed up.
I would also like to screech at it, just, because I feel like it.
Kind of like floats sort of awkwardly.
No, you know what? Yeah, and then I'm gonna repeat the thing that I also said to the other one.
Yeah, it doesn't say anything to that. It just sort of continues to drift. It may not have heard or like you at all or understood you, but did not have the reaction that the other thing that you destroyed had.
Very true. The only one thing talked.
Yeah. Okay, that's going to lead us to Brian is up next, and you are on the ground as we speak.
Can I use my bonus action to stand up?
Not bonus, but you can use your move to stand up. Because you use move standing up into that position.
Yeah, I'm gonna stand up then. And then I am going to wreak my wrath on this dude here.
This monstrosity. Okay.
Yes. I am going to use my non-magical weapon first.
Okay.
7 doesn't hit, does
That's
it?
a miss. Yeah.
Then my magical weapon. 9.
Sadly, that does not hit either.
Obviously, I'm just shaking off being
You're just
slightly
unconscious
dead for a while.
Yeah.
I'm slightly greener than I was before as well.
Sorry.
End of my turn.
Okay. That brings us to Silvo is up next.
Goodness. Silvo is going to move back 5 feet.
Okay.
And he's going to try his best to cast a spell. And I'm just going to ignore the dice roll. That works out quite well. Can this creature make a wisdom saving throw?
It can attempt to do so.
Thanks.
What's the DC I'm looking at?
14.
I'm pretty sure it's not going to make that. It does not make that.
Okay, excellent enough. Last spell slot, Dissonant Whispers,
Okay.
3d6.
All right.
Just
So-
a ripple of energy just comes out of nowhere from him, almost like he wasn't expecting it to happen, and just bashes straight into the side of its head.
And again, this thing sort of like wavers, and then this time does not explode, but this time it just sort of lifts a skeletal hand, and then the hand vanishes. The cloak drops to the ground, and an eerie silence settles in once again over the mine, and you are out of combat, which is a good chance to welcome everyone who's here to what was not at all an eventful fight. It was fine. And welcome everyone to the GOG with D&D crew as we're playing Ghosts of Saltmarsh. And I am joined as always by Pyron J, Darksaber 2K, Peripheral Mike, and Ananda. We're going to be going for another hour. But if you like what you see in here, please follow us here on GOGCOM's Twitch channel, and please consider clicking through to our individual channels as well, and celebrate their great victory over these creatures that were kind of scary. I think it's fair to say. Okay. So just one quick note before we go on about this area, which is just that, again, I want to mention again, there is a smell here, an unfortunate smell sort of emanating from this general area, but otherwise nothing else moves.
I can't believe I'm going to say this for the second time in our second campaign, but does the smell familiar?
Are we meta? Are we meta?
It's getting a bit meta.
Yeah, a little bit. Yes, it
A little
does.
bit, yeah.
It does.
Okay. So what does it smell of to Morthwell?
It has a fecal odor to it.
Beautiful.
Oh. Haunted shitter.
And also, I should say that there's a curtain. This little wavy stuff. There's a curtain hanging on the wall there, which is on the western side and the southern side. And there's this metal cabinet on wheels with these two round metal lids you can see now that's sitting against the northern wall here. And the smell seems to be emanating from this general vicinity.
It's
Well,
the pooper.
I don't think I want to go digging in the poop buckets. Which direction was the foreman's office again? I thought it was this direction, but apparently we found a haunted crapper.
I think it was this way. Is there any poo on the floor? Jones?
There is not, from what you can tell, no.
Yeah, cool. Silvo slumps against the wall and slides down to the floor.
Actually, yeah, I had the same idea.
I'm not afraid of the smell. I'm going in to have a look.
I'm just making sure no poo monsters attack us at this point.
I've seen Dogma.
Yeah.
But all of this means that the fireballs could have gone really wrong.
Oh!
Yeah,
I'm glad
You
Mr.
got-
Dark-
had gone up.
I'm glad the DM did not think of this earlier.
Yeah, yeah.
The firebolt. Oh yeah, no. It the smell, but the smell is more. Part of that is that this whole thing is not like a gas chamber. This a gaseous chamber of like methane gas. This over here is basically where the smell is emanating from.
Yeah, well, there might be the best item in the world in there. I am not digging in the poo pit. I had enough of that with Storm King's Thunder. Thank you.
I'm gonna have a look behind the curtain. I'm just having a bit of a rifle round.
Okay.
I am braced for attack by poo golems.
So yeah, the you don't totally know. You think actually, as you're looking in it, that this curtain probably could pivot, so that I'll freehand this for just a minute. So that you probably could put, roll 20. There we go. You probably could put it like that, right? And then the other one over on this other wall could pivot to do that, to provide, some kind of cover. But that's it. There's nothing behind the curtains.
So now Morthal and Brian are just awkwardly standing behind two closed curtains. Just like, okay.
Okay, I'm going to put the curtains back where they were. If there's nothing to search for or find, we'll just...
Not from what you can see here. I mean, it's just they were just right in front of the walls.
Morthal's pressed up against one of the curtains, currently going, "Woo, I'm a ghost."
At which point, Wave stabs him.
I was going to say, too soon.
I'm gonna
Waves just stands in the corridor, not moving, barely keeping upright, and not doing anything. Like just standing there.
Silvo looks over at Waves and goes, "So, do you want the second shot of that potion now?"
I reckon I could muster another cure, but that's all I got in me.
He just hands
Waves not very slowly.
the second half
I
of the
think we
bottle
need
with
to
his good
sit down
hand.
and have a rest for a little while. I'm really hurt.
Okay.
So, and you are taking, just to be clear, you are taking the potion as well.
Yes.
Waves? Okay. All right.
Yeah, you are.
What
taking
do you
potion.
mean by as well? You acting like I've got hit dice left.
Well,
to
no,
spend.
because I
do I actually do it, but
You
not
do.
that
Okay.
many.
I have some
Um,
hit dice left, but
Okay.
Yeah, me too.
I don't need a short rest, so could I maybe, in the meantime, check some of these doors and openings to see if they're locked or trapped while everyone else is resting up?
You can do so. If you get in trouble, though, and they're disturbed thereby, then the short rest is not going to work. So, like, the short rest only works if it's uninterrupted hour or two.
Considering we had teleporting spiders, I'll just check this door for now.
Okay. Seems reasonable. I think that potion that we said was, I want to say 2d4 plus 1, I think was what the potion
Yeah,
was.
it was Winston's weird potion that may cure us, may kill us. I'm not sure. So roll the dice.
But
So
we
to
tried
speak.
it cured.
Yeah.
We
I
can
didn't actually
see.
note down because I didn't have the specific description of it. I
Yeah,
just had
so this one
Winston's
Brian can do.
It's I looked it up. It's 2d4 plus 1.
Yeah,
Last
so
time.
2d4 plus 1,
Excellent.
Brian.
for me,
Yes, for you.
What?
Because no, I'm sorry. I beg your pardon.
No,
Waves
no,
is the one
for
taking
Waves.
this. My bad.
yeah,
Sorry.
it's Waves taking it on
Sorry.
me.
No, 9.
Wow, nice.
Maximum.
Nice.
Hale and hearty. You've never felt better.
All,
10
all-
points of life for me.
all the good stuff was at the bottom of the bottle.
Yeah.
You had to shake it
The
first.
sugar hit. Like, oh.
I not thankfully towards Silvo.
Waves, I don't suppose I could borrow that crossbow, could I?
Waves hands over the crossbow.
Is that all right? Because I don't want to try and do that again. And you look at his partially ruined hand, and there's for some reason blood just coming out of his nose as well, and he doesn't look well. He's like, thanks. I've got bolts, but I didn't buy a crossbow.
Waves looks a little bit sideways towards Morthwell, but he seems occupied, so they just hand over the crossbow and then take out the water skin and try to clean up Silvo's hand a bit.
Oh, thank you.
And
Cheers.
if the three of you that are not Morthwill are going to rest, do a short rest, if that's what you said you wanted to do, where are you doing it? What room? Are you doing it in the smelly room?
No, I don't want to rest in the smelly room.
Okay.
Wait, would you rather rest in the invisible spider room?
No, I don't want to rest in the invisible spider room.
Well, we're kind of out of hotels.
There's always the haunted mushroom man room a few,
Yeah,
few rooms back.
Or the or the Octogator
Or
room.
the crocodile.
Whatever
God.
it was.
The crocodile room.
Chat, this is the voice of
or-
trauma. They're like, well, there's that room.
Or the-
There's the
or
the
the,
Ettercap room.
Oh,
There's the
hang on, no,
Ettercap room, aye.
Sorry,
Or the
I-
mysterious algae room.
completely forgot about this. There's also the room with the bomb in it.
No. That's in my bag.
Oh, of course, yes. Sorry.
So
yeah.
every room I'm in is the room with the bomb in it. I don't think I haven't considered deploying it a couple of times already.
Just standard.
Okay, I want to go to the room with the altar. I think like we could use some divine help at this point in time.
Okay.
And I would like to rest there.
Okay.
It has like the ceiling propped up, it has an altar, and nothing attacked us in this room as far as I can remember.
I'm gonna walk the waves.
Famous last words.
Well,
Brian,
in
are you
that
going
case-
there, or are you going there too? And Morthwill, you're coming down to check the door, right?
Well, if everyone's walked off, well, then they've left me behind. Then
Oh.
yeah, that's what's happened.
Okay.
That's everyone's gone. So that's guarding the entrance to the tunnel where I left
It was
it.
a
and I'm checking
disgust
the door.
abandoning. We discussed this abandoning.
But you were paying no
Can-
attention. You're like, look at this door.
Yeah.
Can we spend hit dice, please?
Give me. I will get to that in just 1 second, but I want to make sure I know what is happening with Morthwill, because Morthwill's thing is happening before your rest finishes. So,
Oh no.
so Morthwill, what are you just opening the door? What are you doing?
No. Checking for locks and traps was the only thing I wanted to do.
Okay, go
Before
ahead
everyone's
and make,
ready.
Let me have you make an investigation check, please, for me.
Alrighty, dokie. Hey, well, it's a bit of a door.
Perfectly
Not
safe.
nothing much to talk about.
Yeah.
Aye. Okay, well. I turn around and everyone's gone. Oh, bollocks.
So you do a little bit of Marco Polo thing to get back to where. Okay. All right.
No, I was going to say I walk around, kept throwing a flame up corridors to see if anyone shouts "Oi!" But that could backfire badly.
That'll be very funny. Okay.
Hello.
So once you get back there, then yes. Now, question: are you all resting at the same time? And rest doesn't have to mean, by the way, straight sleep. But there's difference between, like, say, setting a guard. If you do that, though, it's going to take longer for all of you to get the rest, unless, say, Morthwill is going to keep watch for an hour while you are doing, while the rest of you are resting.
I'm feeling pretty fresh, and I think it's only a matter of time before the charge runs out for Mr. Whippy over there. So I may as well make the use of it while I can and keep a watch.
Okay. In that case, you can now use hit dice. Yes, Pyron. So, again, your character's maximum number of hit dice. You start with 4 hit dice because you're all level 4. You could have maybe. I don't remember if you've used any of you have moved any any of them before. Okay.
I have used 1 hit die, but before we start the rest, can I properly tend to Silvo and Brian with the with the medicine kit, just to patch them up a bit and
Sure.
everything?
Sure.
Then I would like to do that.
Yeah, you can do that.
first, if they let me.
Yeah, of course.
Absolutely. I'm
absolutely.
bleeding
He's
bad,
very-
and I'm a very dark shade of green.
You get little to no response from Silver. He seems like he's really out of it at the minute. Like he's proper space.
Oh no.
But he's.
I just see that I've got
he
the
doesn't
healer.
argue.
I actually have a healer's kit in my item list, so I'm gonna use that.
Okay. So mostly what the healer's kit is going to do would be on stabilization and stuff like that.
Yes.
So it doesn't really do it. So it certainly helps
I know.
feel a little bit better, but there won't be necessarily hit point benefits per se. But you can certainly do that.
It's more about feeling better. I know that.
Yeah.
Whatever the ghost did to us is not something that I can patch up with a bandage.
Right. Yep. So once that is done, let me just make sure. So you can do that. And then if you want to take your rest, you can do that. So again, the way that it works is all of you who want to use hit dice except Morthwill. So, Silva, did we ever figure out how much damage was actually done?
I just sent you a quick message in Zoom.
Oh,
I
did
didn't know
you?
if that
Okay, hold on a
was,
second.
yeah, so I'll just run through it. I thought minus
Okay.
2 for the slash to the hand, minus 2 for the stab to the hand. So currently 20 out of 24.
Got it. Okay. So you could use a hit die if you wish, and obviously Waves and Brian could both use hit dice. And remember that for every hit die, you roll the die and add your con modifier to it. So to get hit points back. And it's whatever your hit point die is to begin with, I should say. So for Brian,
I've got
yeah, go ahead.
I've got 3. So I've got 3 die left, and because I'm on D10, so it would be 3 D10 plus consti modifier.
Con modifier for each of those dice. So it would be
For each of those
yes,
dice.
for each hit die you add the con modifier to it.
Okay, thank you.
I'm going to use.
I think you can just press the hit dice on your character sheet.
Can you?
Yeah.
Let's find out.
I think. Yeah, 1d6 plus 2. So 2 is my con modifier.
Okay, so we've got 10, 16, and or 16 total so far, Waves.
I think Waves only had 2 hit dice.
No, I thought you said you should have 4 and you used 1, so you should have 3, I believe, Waves.
Yeah, I used 3. I used 9, 10, and 6.
Oh, I see. Okay, I saw that other one. 25. Okay. That's much better.
Yeah, that's a lot better.
Okay. And
I mean, I don't have anything left, but still.
okay, and
so
for
plus
Brian, oh, some good rolls there too. 28.
5.
Is that what we got for you?
28
Brian?
plus the 8 that I got, like from.
Well, yeah. You were starting with 8, so this is added to that, so you'd be up to 36. Is what we're looking at here. So also much better for you.
And it leaves me with 1 hit die left as well.
Okay. Lovely. While
Actually, I'm going to use that as well. I'm gonna go
Yeah.
full.
okay, sounds good. Yeah, makes sense.
So another 10. So that takes me up to full HP.
All right. Okay, so you're back up to maximum. And Waves has used up all her hit dice, but is maximum. Silva, are you using any of your hit dice or not?
I've just used 1, yeah, and I'm now back up to maximum.
All right.
I'm not back to maximum. I am at 35 out of 46.
Right, and you have the 1, but you have used up your hit dice, right? At
Yes,
this point. Okay.
all
Still.
of them.
Okay. While this is happening, by the way, during this hour, Morthwill, you, as you're sort of, going around, you can hear occasionally odd, like splashing sounds in the distance. You occasionally hear, that deal where, like, if there's a noise that's been very consistently going and then it stops, you still have sort of like a tendency to hear that noise a little bit. Like there's a little bit of an echo still remaining in your mind. So you hear every so often what sounds like a, and then occasionally a, but then you're like, no, that's probably just me and it's probably fine. And nothing comes to disturb you during the course of this hour. And then the
Okay,
hour
well, I'll
is
come
up.
back to it. It's pretty quiet out there. Mine's starting to play tricks on me. I think I need to clear my head a moment, and I'm going to step over to the Shrine of Kalirest here and say a prayer and leave an offering of a gold piece again.
Okay. So let's see.
Invoking the sacred words of the god of miners for the dwarves, diggy diggy hole.
Right. That's right, diggy diggy hole. And you had already prayed to it once already, right? Okay.
Yes.
So there is no additional effect that this seems to have. But
Fair enough. It was worth a try, and Morthwell wouldn't know any different in character either.
yeah. Okay. And Mr. Whippy lasts for what, about an hour, you said?
It was about an hour, yeah. So he's probably gone after a short rest.
Zip.
Yep. Crystals, all the glowy bits just fade, and it just collapses back into a cube.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
Do I get my action surge back on a short rest?
That's a good question. I don't think so. No, I think the long rest, action surge. Actually, let me see. I'm going to look that one up. I think that it only is on a long rest. You can take one. Blah blah blah. Thing with the stuff and the business.
It might be a short rest.
Oh, actually, no, I take that back. It is a short rest. Yep, you can get that back. Short or long rest. Yep, my bad.
I walk over to Morthwell and touch him on the shoulder and point over to Silvo and make a crossbow motion so that Morthwell knows what happened with his crossbow.
Aye, thank you. Don't really have much need for it for myself anymore, but it's good to keep track of these things.
Nodding.
I'm just looking at my crystals here. I gonna need a solid 8 hours uninterrupted before this will be ready to use again. And I'll need a place to set up equipment, so that ain't happening anytime soon.
Oh, I'm getting a little sleepy.
Oh dear.
Classic, absolutely classic. Silver just sort of looks blankly at where Mr. Whippy was. He's like, I always did wonder what happened when that ended.
It's just simple mechanics. I can't pull stuff out of midair like you were seeming to, or out your hand or something. Does that hurt?
Silver just looks at the bloodstained bandage on his hand. He's like, well, this hurt, and I've got a hell of a headache now, and I just kind of feel like I've got cotton wool in my ears. I'd really like to leave this place. Can we find the foreman's office pretty quickly? I'd really like to get out of here.
I would be quite comfortable reporting what we found after the foreman's office and saying, yep, send a cleanup squad, because we are not a cleanup squad. We were sent in without critical need-to-know information.
Yeah, like crazy undead ghosts.
Oh, there was a rumor of ghosts, we were told. We'll check it out, we said. Stop flicking through my journal, listing off all the things we've fought so far.
But the ghost didn't leave anything behind, right, Arv?
Right, just the cloaks, which seem to be tattered and destroyed mostly, but nothing else additional.
Part of just a ghost to give you good loot.
Did we get any trophies out of anything? I'm just thinking maybe we could provide an itemized bill for services rendered for cleaning out the mine afterwards.
I don't know. They might. Did the big crab thing leave anything?
I think that kind of sank.
It did. You could theoretically have tried to cut like one of the massive claws from it.
Mm. Well, something to bear in mind moving forwards anyway.
Yeah.
I'm not exactly experienced in mine reclamation.
Yeah.
So
Wave
towards
stands
this
up.
corner.
Brushes their clothes, wriggles the feathers a bit, and then all stands and looks expectantly at the rest.
Right, let's get this done.
Foreman's office.
I'm not sheathing my rapier.
I'm with the confidence of someone who got a 10 on his investigation check. I'm gonna walk ahead of the party, so I'll get to the door first and just be like, it's fine.
It's fine.
Throw it
Opens.
wide. You know?
Yep.
Okay.
Disintegration trap.
Obviously, I won't do it till everyone's with me because I like to share the.
Oh
pain.
yeah, and you want to wait and make sure that everyone is.
Oh, yeah.
You know, right. Oh yeah.
Area of effect is just another word for hug box.
Hug box. That's what Mr. Whippy is. He's a portable toasty hug box
He wraps you in a warm blanket for the rest
for
of
the
your
rest
life.
of your life.
Okay. So
well, I'm trying. To be fair, I'm trying the door. I didn't think it. Yeah, we didn't establish if it was locked because I just went, yeah, it looks good to me. Where'd everyone go?
let's see. So hang on just a second. All right, yeah. So yeah, you can whenever you like.
Yeah.
You could open the door when you wish.
I will open the door.
Okay. When you open the door, you see the following. So, down below here, and let me make sure the chat gets to see it just like everybody else. Okay, there we go. So inside this room, there are webs that are covering this room from almost from floor to ceiling, but pretty much a lot of like throughout much of the room, even more than the phase spider room was. And the other thing that's notable is that they're over here, and actually I probably put it in the wrong spot. It should be about here. There is what looks like a pocket of webbing with a half-eaten, what probably is a dwarven miner, if you had to guess, at least it was at one time, is suspended in the air and is sort of cut across this room. So it's probably like that. So it's sort of covering over a lot of space. There's like web around it, and sort of web all through this place. There is a curtain that you can see that's to the west of the room, sort of on the western side. The eastern side of the room is what looks like some kind of possibly just like a little table or bench or something like that. And then there's a hallway that extends further to the south, but it's hard to see more of it because of the webbing that's in the way. And according to the rules that you got from the directions, I should say, that you got from the miners or from the guard, it was right down here that you were supposed to go to find the foreman's room.
I need to
look
have
at
a
the
word
webs.
with you about this, Alf. All these spiders.
I look at the web and I say in Morthwill's voice,
Oh, for God's sake.
You all hear
Wow.
Morthwell say that? Wait.
Wait, what?
Yeah, from two different directions, weirdly. You both said it at the same time. That's
Normally, I don't hear
incredible.
that externally.
Right,
I'm
I
just
vote
gonna-
chuck a rock in, see if the spiders attack the rock. Close the
Same
door.
idea. I
make it a
would
burning
like.
rock.
Yes. Hang on. I just want to check exactly what I can do with magical tinkering. Yes.
Excellent.
Why not just throw fire in there?
No, I'm going to make a rock that smells of dwarven miner and throw it. I'd like to throw it
Brilliant.
across the room.
Brilliant.
Okay. What, are
Using
you
magical
throwing it?
tinkering.
Now, there's a bunch of webs in the room, as I say. So, are you throwing it at the biggest sort of pocket of webbing, which is where the miner's body is hanging?
Sort of
Like-
there, yeah. High up, if possible, like towards the ceiling rather than the miner itself.
So that I'm guessing so that it sort of twangs a few strands as
A
it
few
goes.
things that they'll go, oh,
Yeah.
what's this? Smells
Yeah.
of dwarf.
I would like you to make, for me, I would like you to make a, let's see. I would like you to make a, I guess just a basic ranged attack. So a basic dexterity attack, basically.
I don't think I've got any range skill right now. Skills macroed right now. One
So in
sec.
that case, it would just be D20 plus your dex. While you're
Okay,
doing
D20.
that, also, I assume the rest of you are looking in the room. Can I get a perception check from all the other three of you? So perception from Brian, Waves, and Silva, please.
Yes.
And I'll add guidance for a D4 on that.
Okay, go ahead and do that.
I officially hate this place.
Okay. You see webs, Brian.
17.
A lot of webs.
I'm just distracted by the smell in the corridor. It's
It's
like
bad.
gets in your nostrils. You can taste it.
Yep.
Smells like poo gas.
Silvo and Waves, as Morthwill aims his rock and then chucks it, and exactly as you said, it twangs. You see something rather a little odd, which is that you see from the bottom of this webbing, sort of from this body of this half-eaten miner, is what looks like a small leather packet. And as the webs shake, as they twang, the body sort of, shakes as well. And the packet falls from the body onto the ground and explodes. So let's see. This is, let me see. So
Shut
we've
the
got
door.
5, 10, 15, 20. Okay,
Shut the
Brian is
door.
going to actually miss this.
Well, I would like to
5,
shut the
10,
door if I'm
15,
allowed.
20.
But it's-
Well, I mean, you'll have a chance to shut the door after it hits you.
Yeah.
5, 10, 15, 20, 20. Brian is going to be just outside the area of this effect. The other
gone with my
three of
original
you,
plan.
however,
I was going to set fire to the room with a firebolt.
it's taking care of that for you. I would like the three of you to make dexterity saving throws, please, except for Brian.
Okay. Oh no!
Oh,
Oh.
no.
Uh-oh.
Oh no!
Okay. I mean, you were in front.
I was in front, and to be fair, I think I'm the only one who made it through the last fight unscathed. So.
That is very true. Okay, so let's see. So Morthwill, you are going to take 20 points of fire damage as this blows up in your face. Silvo and Brine are not Brine, Waves are both going to take 10 points of damage as you manage to sort of duck and cover as this is going through. And then this happens, and then when you look up Morthwill with like your goggles blackened and whatever, you can see that the webbing is nice and clear. And the body is also
sinuses.
destroyed. Yep, everything is just fine. Yeah,
And your beard.
What?
Also, this the curtain has now been burned away, and you can now see through it that there is a passageway leading to the west as well. You don't know yet what there is or isn't down there, but there is that available. And also, and I can also show you now because you've cleared out the webs, that the passageway south ends at a door.
So, well, that's just—he's not going to say anything. He's probably still smoking, blackened tips of his beard. He's just going to quietly walk over here and cure wounds on himself.
Yeah, we probably should have agreed to shut the door after throwing the rock.
I wasn't expecting exploding fucking spider webs.
Oh no.
9 points.
Okay. And so, Brian, I want to point out, by the way, that Brian, from your perspective, like the fire just billowed out to like just where Waves was, like just right in front of you, and then sort of like, so you could feel the heat on your face or whatever, but
Dissipated just to see like three slightly charred companions.
An exceedingly unhappy dwarf.
I just got engulfed. Like the others are like, oh, hot, hot, hot. Morthal just disappeared in a cloud of fire.
So
Brian's
Waves is a little bit scarred at the top, but has like a dwarf-shaped space in front of her. She isn't really burnt that much.
Like a dwarf outline, like.
Brilliant.
Oh my god.
Brian's going to get some kind of cloth out of her pocket and kind of give it a lick, and then like go around cleaning like city smudges off Waves, Silvo, and when I get to Morthwill, I'm just going to clean his goggles a little bit as well, and then just kind of dust him down.
It's only fun when you're not on the receiving end of it, I found out.
Morthwill, on the floor of the room now, by the way, is the rock. Let's sit in there.
Thanks for that.
Does it still smell of dwarf?
You'd have to go over to tell. Probably.
Now it
The
smells
whole
of
room smells of
toasted
toasted web, yeah.
And yet
Creme
the meat
brulee
does
is the feel it tastes on there.
And yet the dwarf does not smell cooked. It's
No.
a miracle.
That's true.
I'm going to go into the room.
Well, I think it's probably safe to say that this room is clear.
Well,
Okay,
it
go ahead and
occurs to me that spiders aren't known for their exploding webs, so maybe someone set that up.
Is that one of your lot's tools? Exploding pouches of something.
You can
Hey,
actually make a check for me on that, Morthwill, if you want. If you were to do a history check for me, intelligence history check.
Oh, let me just check. I might have a perk that's relevant for history. Nope, I think that's only related to... Is it related to the origin of stonework?
No, it is not.
Exploding stonework.
24.
Boomstone.
Yeah, you're pretty sure. You know that miners in the past, and in fact artificers themselves, have sometimes had little portable packets of explosives that are supposed to be used to create little cracks in stone faces so that you can then use your pickaxe to go the rest of the way. It's never meant for the entire packet to be ignited at once, and they tend to be pretty sensitive. So once they hit the ground, so...
From the impact on the ground and the explosion, it seemed like mining powder to me. Sort of thing that's used in small amounts by miners. It cracks open the rocks so that the miners can get at seams more easily. Saves on a lot of labor. We're
Maybe
lucky it
you
wasn't a
could
bigger
just-
pack.
Could you just check the ceiling then, just to make sure this isn't going to collapse on us when we walk through?
Well, the last time I checked the ceiling, it kind of exploded.
Could you check the ceiling without throwing anything at it?
I look up.
Well, I have I have some decent news in retrospect, which is that as you look up, you can see that there is one piece of little bit of web that still remains. There's no spider in it, but you do see hanging from it, Morthwill, this pair of blackened and sort of maybe even slightly bent goggles just sort of dangling from the web above.
Say, there's something up there. Looks like goggles. How high up is it?
It's probably, with the web there, it's probably a good 15 feet. It's probably within 10 feet of you being able to reach it.
Okay. Doesn't your adventurers pack come with... No, it's not a 10-foot pole. That's an expression saber. I know adventurers packs come with some kind of pole, but it's not a 10-foot.
That you keep that next to your barge poles, right?
I mean, Brian's fairly tall, right? Brian could
Hey.
probably...
I was going to say, can I just cut it down with a scimitar or give Morthwell a boost?
I would think so, yeah. This is, it's not that high up.
I'm just standing there looking at goggles at the ceiling until one of the taller folk takes pity on me right now.
I'm just going to go catch, and then I'm going to
Okay.
cut them down.
All right, so you catch
I'm
these.
underneath them.
And when you catch them, Morthwill, you can see that they sort of are, there's a slight shimmer on the lenses. They are blackened on the outside, but the lenses themselves are kind of they look almost like sunglasses a bit. They have sort of darkened lenses.
Okay. Can I do an Arcana check to see if this feels like a magical
Sure.
or enchanted item?
Sure you can.
Okay.
No, I was just going to move back to the group.
Let me
Nothing
throw
else has
on-
exploded.
Yeah, throw on my guidance as well.
Okay.
14.
All right. Yeah, you think this is magical. In fact, Morthwill, you think that you might know what it is. It's not cursed, so if you want, you could put this on briefly just to take a look. You're pretty confident. You think you have a sense of what it might be.
I was pretty confident about my last several plans.
That's true. That's true.
No,
That ended up with the room exploding on us.
Yeah, it did. But then I found these goggles, and I'm definitely going to try them on.
Okay.
Morthwell's intelligent. He's not wise.
Now, so here's the thing. When you put these on, what you notice is most of the place down here has been lit in various ways with like little magic lights on the side or with torches or things like that. But there have also been some shadowy areas. Now, and in fact, since this is the center of the room, you can all kind of move to the center of the room, by the way. Well, I shouldn't say that. Whoever wants to, but like at least Brian and Morth will have to be here because that's where the rock was, right?
That's
so
fair.
you're able to see down here, Morthwill, and it's very dim down there. Now you, like all dwarves, have dark vision, but dark vision only goes a certain distance. With these on, you can see all the way down the hallway. And you're pretty confident that what you're looking at here are what are called goggles of night. What this does is give anyone who wears these dark vision up to 60 feet. And if you already have dark vision, it doubles the range. So then you have 120 feet of dark vision.
Yeah, 120 feet dark vision with this?
Or
I-
a person without could just get 60 feet too.
That's true. All right. The only way I can test this is to send people into the dark, which we don't have a safe direction for right now.
Just go in there and look around.
Well, Brian's right next to me, so I like point all the way down and I go, "Do you see the end of the tunnel down there?
I can't see 2 foot in front of me.
Here, try these on."
Like, Brian, like, takes her nice hat and puts it on. Can you hold this for me?
Right.
And then puts the goggles on.
Yeah, when you
puts the hat on.
when you put the goggles on, you can see Brian fairly clearly. It gets a little bit dim at the very end of this, but pretty clearly all the way down this hallway. And incidentally, in case anyone is curious, what you see when you look down there, I should mention that it's a series of circular rooms. And you can see what looks like at the very sort of end of this. You think what might be, I mean, it's hard because no, you wouldn't be able to see that because there's pillars. But the point is, these are sort of pillars, and this whole room looks like a bunch of older stone and possibly even some like signs or plaques back there. You can't quite make it out, not because of the thing you're wearing, but because like you just don't have the line of sight on it. But you can absolutely see here when you were not able to see before. It's sort of mildly bright that gets dimmer light as opposed to more or less shadowy darkness.
Oh my God, that's amazing. Do I see any webs?
You do not see any webs down there at all.
Oh my God, that's amazing. I love these. Plus, how do they look?
Like this.
I mean, that's fantastic. I'm gonna take them off and hand them back to Morthwill and like take back my hat.
Yeah, Morthwill's definitely gonna pop those round his head.
Okay.
Let me just make sure I mark that I've equipped.
Did you see the writing in there?
Some sort of plaque it looked like, but I couldn't see too much else.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't see any webs, but there might still be some spiders around. Should we have a look?
Well, I might be able to see further with these. I slip the goggles on and creep forward about that far.
Okay.
And check around the corners.
When you check around the corner, you are able to see that this is indeed the first circular room. And in the circular room, and you can see several sort of spots. One is up. Let me just mark that. One's up here. One is down here. One is over here. And in each of those, they look like you're looking at sarcophagi or tombs. And they're decorated with flowers and a variety of treasures at their feet. And there is a sign with dwarvish writing, Morthwill, which is hanging on the stone pillar in this room. And in dwarvish, it reads, "For our brothers and sisters with no home but the earth, may they rest undisturbed." And
Morthwill, after reading that, he just lowers his head and he just goes, "Rock and stone, brothers."
yeah, and you know, without having to make a check for it, that dwarves, as you know, treat their dead with utmost respect out of the fear that they may rise again as undead if they are disrespected. Not that you've had any experience with that.
What is it? What does it say?
It's a burial site. Do any of the sarcophagi I see, do they look disturbed?
You could have to move up to them and take a look.
Okay. But I'll need to go and have a closer look. I feel like maybe the ghosts and spirits might be because of this.
I'm gonna go behind
Go closer to where
Morthwill,
the ghosts come
like
from.
just in case anything happens. But I am gonna kind of dip my hat in respect.
Okay.
I would like to check for traps there before stepping forward.
Okay. And Silvo and Waves, while he's doing that, what are the two of you doing?
I'm just standing with Waves.
Okay. Waves, what are you doing?
I'm moving into small spaces hasn't been really, really good, so I'm just gonna move a little bit to here and look around the small space where the exploding, half-eaten dwarf corpse was. What kind of nightmare mine is this?
Yeah, there seems like there were some problems.
We can't turn back now, though, right?
The directions that the foreman gave you, Waves, went through this door. You don't know
Yeah, I'm
how
not
far.
going there alone right now. I don't feel like it.
Mhm.
What is this in the room?
That looks like a bench of some kind, or maybe a sort of a little bit of a table. It's about maybe 3 or 4 feet high. It's not very tall, and made of stone. There's nothing on top of it, although who knows if there was anything on top of it before you had a rather explosive introduction to the room.
Silver's just going to perch on the end.
Okay. You can do that. Okay. You were checking for traps, Morthwill, I believe. Go ahead and make an investigation check for me, please.
Let me just, again, throw on my D4. Not this old thing.
Okay, splitting the party always works well.
18.
Nick. That's right, Nick. Always works well. Yeah, you don't believe so. This looks like... there is one thing to note, which is you do feel like these two of these here and down here. Oh, sorry, I beg your pardon. Here. And there's more rooms and all that down this way, of course. But those two look recent. Like much more recent construction. As in, they may have been put in here the last few weeks.
Right, so noticeably more recent than...
Right, so a lot of construction is older, but this is not like an ancient cemetery which you have revealed through your whatever. Like, it seems like it was active.
Okay. Hey, this one and that one, as I point out to the other. Newer than the others. I'm gonna take a look. If you take a look, be very, very careful that you don't disturb the graves. You think dwarves are ornery in life. Oh, wait till you anger the ancestors' spirits. In fact, I think we just dealt with the aftermath of possibly some of that.
And Brian, you can see that at the foot of a bunch of these, I mentioned the flowers and stuff like that. You can also see heaps of coins here, and there's another heap of coins here. You can see what looks like a bottle of some liquid here. And next to the one that Morthwill is at, there is what looks more or less like a glass idol. It's like a glass statue of some kind, which is at the bottom. And again, Morthwill's being careful not to move or touch any of that, but like you can see those things at each of these locations in this room.
These sarcophagus are all covered, so we don't see like dead dwarfs lying there, right?
They're right. They're covered, so you have to like open the top to see.
No.
inside.
I don't want. I just wanted to know
Right.
if I'm seeing dead dwarfs.
Mm-hmm. Nope, you do not see dead dwarves. You just see sarcophagi, although it looks like Morthwill's fixing to open one. No?
Is he?
Oh, you're not. Okay, so you're just looking at the outside. Okay.
I'm not disturbing the dead, no.
Okay, so what are you doing as you come over to look at it then, let me ask?
I'm checking to see, you mentioned there were plaques.
Right, they're
maybe
only
like-
on the pillars, though. Not the tombs
Okay.
themselves don't have anything on them. Yeah.
Okay.
Or the sarcophagi, I should say. Don't have anything on them.
I'm carefully looking at the stuff left at the sarcophagi to see if there's any indication of who this was or what happened. Maybe like a handwritten note or something.
Yeah, no notes here. Looks like mostly just sort of gold and stuff like that. And there's some silver as well. And I mentioned the glass idol statue thing in front of you, or the one that you're looking at, and then this sort of vial over here of some liquid over there.
I'm not going to touch anything at all.
Okay.
But I would like to see if I can tell roughly how old the flowers are and whether they're kind of indigenous to coastal areas.
Have you make a nature check for that.
18.
These ones do not look very old. They are wilted, and so they've clearly been here a couple of weeks, but they don't look like they're months and months old. A few weeks maybe. And as far as being indigenous, you think so. In fact, you're pretty confident that these are flowers that are indigenous to the marshlands around Saltmarsh.
And the flowers that are a couple of weeks old, are they in front of one of the older sarcophaguses
No.
or
Newer ones.
they're in front of the newer ones?
Right. And it's probably a few weeks. It could be as much as maybe even 4 or 5 weeks. It's not a couple days, but definitely not months and months and months.
These look fresh. Well, fresher.
They do. I'm still not comfortable cracking these open, though.
I think we should let the dead rest in peace.
I'd like to check the plaques, though. Particularly, I'll look at that one. That's by there.
Okay. So that plaque, actually, that is the one plaque that I mentioned about the Dwarven brothers, blah, 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 blah.
Okay.
So that one looks like that one looks fairly, that looks older. Like, I mean, that looks like it's been here for a while, probably. So yeah. And it also has at the bottom of it, there is they wouldn't call it Roman numeral, but basically the equivalent of a Roman numeral 1, basically.
I'm going to just stick my head into the next room, so I'll step there. I'm going to look in the next room.
So you see that, another room just like this one, although the sarcophagi here maybe look a little bit older. The plaque in here has no writing on it except for the number 2. And there's a hallway leading down to what you're pretty sure is another room. Actually, since you're wearing the goggle thingies, are you, by the way? Like, are you wearing
I am.
So that, yeah, so you'd be able
Unless
to
there's a
see.
disadvantage to wearing them.
No, not particularly. So there's another one down there, and then just because of line of sight, you can't really see. You're guessing this is another one like those, but you'd have to walk up to it to see.
Curiosity's going to get me killed, but I've got to know what's around the corner. I'm not looting anything, but I've got to complete the map.
Okay, hang on a second. There we go. Right. And there's that.
Okay. Well, I don't see nothing. Seems like I don't think anything like the word standard applies in what's been going on in this mine, but this is about damn near as standard a dwarven burial site as you're gonna find, I think.
Well, it looks like they were burying their dead as little as maybe 2, 3, 4 weeks ago, which means everything that's happened that we're witnessing now has been quite recent. I can't imagine they would take time to bury the dead if there were threats of zombies and spiders and mushroom people.
Prior to the incident of the mine being shut down, has Morthwell, like being local, heard any gossip or rumors about other mysterious deaths at the mine?
Not mysterious deaths. You do know that the owner of the mine was quite secretive. In fact, you might remember that you yourself didn't. I mean, you didn't like. You weren't like at blows with her, but you didn't necessarily get along super well with her because she sort of was one of these like, I kind of keep to myself type of thing. And of course, you did know that the sort of the feelings of the people, especially like say the traditionalists, towards the dwarves' success with this silver mine was not very positive to begin with. So you have your garden variety racism, but then you've also got the fact that she was fairly secretive. I don't want to overstate that. Not secretive like, there's a secret I'll never let anyone know. But she just didn't want anyone in her business, from what you could tell. So
I would like to have a look at the rubble here at the end. Does it look like a smashed sarcophagus, or like there is room for expansion?
You think that it's more the latter. You think it's more that there is room here, and there are some rough areas that have been carved out. You would guess. Actually, let me. Oh gosh, what have you? Let me have you make an investigation check here. 18?
18.
Yeah, you have a feeling this is also pretty new. Probably within the last few weeks, they were sort of carving out areas, and you can actually see some other, like, there's like a sarcophagus lid that's actually up against the pillar behind you. If you had to guess, Waves, you think that they were having to rapidly expand this place.
Ah, okay. I thought this was where the next tunnel would go, like similar to the tunnel going to the south.
Maybe, but it's not a tunnel for mining. You think that they were definitely making more room for graves.
Okay, well, I'll go back to the others. Stuck in the pillar.
You were crushed. Take 7 million damage.
Checking
Let's
on
go and
Silver.
find the forum's room. Foreman's room.
Hey, I'm getting pretty tired. Press on.
I don't know about anybody else. I'm starving as Silvo just takes his head out of his hands and stands up.
Here, have some jerky. Put some meat on your bones.
Yeah, he devours it. You've never seen him eat food so fast. And you've seen him eat food fast. You've never seen him eat food this fast.
I just hold open the bag of holding so he can grab as much jerky as he needs.
There's like a handful now missing from the bag of holding.
You use that word missing. I don't think you know how much jerky I have. I have a meat mountain.
Just Silver's not listening. He's just shuffling food into his mouth now. Like, I'm so hungry. I'm so hungry.
Hey, so is it where are we going for the foreman's office?
That way. He points down the corridor.
Ah.
Okay, I'll take
So-
the front.
Or I could take the front and see forever.
Well, you can.
Right now, there's a door blocking you from
Ah.
forever.
Well, I didn't say that forever was a very long time.
Yes, that's fair enough.
It's not detective vision.
Hey, Waves, when you get there, make a perception check for me, please.
Always try.
Womp womp.
Oh, yeah. Why not? There we go.
Why not? What's nothing worse than the
12.
spiders, right?
Yes. I just can't spiders anymore.
When you get there, you hear a blink, 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 blink. It's the sound of a
Okay.
piano being played poorly. You can hear it on the other side of the door, like someone trying to do chopsticks terribly.
I'm turning back to my companions, point towards the door, and repeat the sound. Plink, 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 and point towards the door with a question and look.
No, I'm out. This place is 100% more haunted than I thought it was.
Oh, you might want to be prepared before we go through there, because I'm running on fumes.
I'll hand my hooded lantern to Silvo
Thanks.
and take
Now I have
shield
2
and
things.
rapier again.
Now I have 2 things to hit people with.
This thing is expensive. Okay.
Well,
And,
wait.
and very heavy as well.
Spiders don't usually play pianos. Neither do
Spiders.
explosives.
Spiders don't normally wink out of existence, but we've seen that today.
Hey, I've heard of stranger things. We had the spider lads in the other room,
Like,
and the
all right.
crocagator.
Are there any that specialize in musical instruments?
Hell if I know.
I was being rhetorical.
I'll put you in contact with this fella I know in the city called Reginald. He knows all about ghosts.
I look towards Mothwell and say Mothwell and point towards the door.
Well, I exploded the last time I opened a door.
Which is
Can
why
I
we're
go
opening
and
this one.
investigate the door?
Sure. Go ahead and make an investigation check. You hear the same plinking sound that Waves just did when you get there.
Nat 20.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah, you can tell
Door.
that the door is locked for sure. You don't think you don't think it's trapped or anything. But you do think it's locked, and this is the first room that you found in the entire facility that was locked.
I'm going to turn to the others and say, there's definitely someone in here and they've locked the door.
Silver just makes a knocking motion on the door.
Have we
Last
tried
time,
knocking? It's had quite a good track record.
He takes a step 5 feet back.
I think
No,
this
I'm
time,
joking.
considering whoever's on the other side may well be the person who singed my beard, which for once isn't a metaphor.
Okay. I knock.
Oh.
So, doof, 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 the piano stops,
Oh, cool.
and then you hear like something is being sprayed or there's some liquid or something is being sprayed against the door.
I take several steps back until I knock into Mothwell, I guess.
Okay.
And I make like sounds like like and point towards the door and look panicky.
I've currently backed into Brian, so
This is very Scooby-Doo.
I try.
I'm fine over here. I'm completely outraged. You
Ah.
all need to work on your back pedal.
I'm going to turn to Morthwood and say, do you have anything that can get through a locked door?
Oh! What was that?
Do you have anything that can get through a locked door?
It's a weird noise.
Someone standing on Waves' foot.
I could probably pick the lock. Given a chance.
I have an idea of what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
I say hello to the door.
You say
Very
hello-
loudly.
Okay. You said thank you for the raid. Thank you for the raid, Sniper. Although we're just about finished here, but welcome. So you say hello to the door.
Yes, loudly. So I don't know how thick it is, but I mean,
Okay.
it can't be that thick because I heard. So I'm just like I'm choosing the friendliest hello I've ever heard, and
Okay.
I'm doing that one.
Silence.
I try it again.
Silence.
I look towards Mothwell because I know he speaks languages I don't.
I don't know what you're trying to do. I don't know many doors that open with a hello.
Okay, let's see.
Maybe tell them we're from the council
I
and
do-
we're here
I
to
do-
rescue them.
I do psst, 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 the sound of the what that I heard of spraying, and then I say holy water.
I don't have any holy water.
I point towards the damn door.
I think the Waves is saying that they might have sprayed the door with holy water.
Oh!
I nod.
Oh. I walk up to the door and merge with Waves, apparently.
Yes, that's okay.
And rotate as well.
I was gonna say.
There's a few misclicks at once there, efficient.
Parkour.
I believe this is happening in this campaign as well, but I sniff the door.
You
Sniff the
smell
door.
like accelerant.
Make a perception check for me.
All right.
Yeah, welcome Raiders. Thank you so much for the raid.
And guidance 20, not natural.
It smells familiar. The smell is a little bit like you think you had just recently smelled sort of a burned version of this. If you had to guess, sort of at the bottom of the door now, because you can see slight, as you sort of are sniffing, you look down, you can see a little bit has come out from the bottom, and sort of around the sides. You think there might just be a little bit of fresh webbing. And that's where we're going to bring our session to a close.
Oh.
So,
It is a musical spider, damn it.
Hold it.
Spider
You'd have thought with
person,
8 legs it could
etiquette.
play the piano better.
Maybe no
There's a
one
lot to
taught it,
coordinate.
Brian.
oh my
Those-
goodness. Wow, this I have to say, super entertaining. The combat at the beginning lasted slightly longer than I thought it might, but I mean it was a tough fight because you're dealing with 3 dangerous creatures. And if you people weren't saving out of your heads, that could have gone worse. I mean, everybody was saving like nobody's business, which was really impressive. Then you had a little mishap with the explosive thing, and then exploring
Mishap.
sort of the tomb, the dwarves' tomb here. So, and now you're at what should be the foreman's office, but I'm sure it's fine. Like hey, sometimes you get a door that's sprayed with something that smells a lot like webbing. I'm sure it would be fine. But it was very funny to me when that happened and everyone immediately was just like, what? Also, no one wants to move anywhere close to the tomb. Everyone's just kind of like, all right, I'm not touching anything. I'm standing far away from everything. Nothing is being touched ever. But it was very entertaining to see. And you did make some excellent progress, especially because you may have also learned some information about you may have gathered some info about what's going on with this place based on some of the things you discovered. So we shall see. I will start with the person at the bottom right of the screen here. So I will start with Ananda. Really good stuff today, Ananda. You and Waves both had a lot of tough stuff to deal with because of this situation, especially in the combat. So you had that to deal with. You were, saving like nobody's business, as I said, so that really helped out. And then you were there, of course, sort of watching after Waves as everything else. But one of the things you've all run into is that you don't have a lot of room to maneuver here. You have not had a lot of room to maneuver, so you've had to be thinking a lot about sort of tight and closed spaces. And now you have a piano playing something or other within the room that just stopped, and now there's webbing, so it should be fine. How did you feel about today's session? Where will the fine folks find you next?
It was brilliant as always. I always have so much fun playing D&D with this crew. Now all I can picture is a spider with a top hat and a bow tie sitting at, one of the like playing piano. Although I really hope that's what's behind the door now. But yeah, it's always good fun. I had an absolute blast, literally and metaphorically.
True.
I will be streaming over on my own channel tomorrow and Friday. I'll be over here on GOG on Saturday. Things are like crazy busy in real life at the moment, so I'm trying to put out as much content as possible, but it's been really tough recently. That's me, and really enjoyed it. Thank you so much for the session.
Always a pleasure. Good stuff today, Ananda. Moving right on up, I think I went vertically this time, so I'll do the same thing. And I'll go to Mike next. Mike, some significant moments, I think, for Silvo as well. The cutting of the hand, the stabbing of the hand, the doing stuff. This is all part of figuring out a little bit more of who Silvo is, and so on, and still having kind of some random spell effects, but maybe learning something more about the spells as we went along. Necrotic damage against creatures of the grave turned out to be not as effective as you might have hoped, but again, that was based upon not necessarily knowing exactly what was going to be cast at the moment that you were casting it. And then again, I loved some of the moments of Silvo being like, what the hell are we doing in this haunted this is just this is a disaster. Like, what are we doing? That was funny as well. How did you feel about today's session? Where will the fine folks find you next?
I adored it. Silvo bloody hated it, but I adored it. He's had just about enough of this place. He's been battered, bruised, now burned, stabbed, webbed, God knows what else. And I'm pretty sure they've only been in it a couple of hours, to be honest with you. Mm-hmm. It's a very eventful Tuesday for him. But yeah, it's fun. It's fun being able to be useful in combat without being like min-maxy, because there is part of my brain as a player that wants to be like, I don't want to cast this, I don't want to cast this, I don't want to cast this. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, that's not how he would do it. That's not how it would really work. But I also don't want to be like, oh, it's what my character would do. I'm just going to sit here and twiddle my thumbs. I don't want to be a jerk about it. So I need to think of weird and interesting ways that he can bring that energy out of him, and the only way he knows how to bring that energy out of him right now is to inflict damage upon himself. So he will figure something out. That's one of the reasons why he asked about the crossbow, but he will figure something out. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see how it goes. I'm very excited to meet the Bard Spider. I'm really excited to meet the Bard Spider. Can't wait to see what the outfit is like. Can't wait for the musical number. It's going to be fantastic. I know you've been prepping for this for a while. The solo is going to be great. So I'm really looking forward to how you pull this off.
Oh yeah. Favorite musical.
The
Kiss
costume
the Spider
looks
Woman
great as well.
Great.
Yeah. The costume looks great as well. But otherwise, if you want to find myself, I'm normally streaming on Fridays and Mondays over on my channel, and there's really exciting stuff coming on my channel in the new year. 1st of January, there's going to be some big changes. If you're a fan of horror games and you're a fan of cozy games, stay tuned. They've definitely got some content that's going to be right up your street. So that's going to be it for me.
Thank you, Mike. Great stuff as always. And yes, Saber's right. You have had a long rest in here as well. So you've actually been in here now probably about 9 to 10 hours, I would guess, between the long rest, between the exploration and the short rest that you
More
took.
than long enough.
But within a 24-hour period. Still the same day, but it's been a hell of a day. Thank you, Mike. Good stuff as always. Saber, great stuff as well from Morthwill. Morthwill, I think, had a very eventful session too, both with trying to figure out how to handle things with Mr. Whippy. It was very funny to watch you constantly doing the cone thing around people. Like, does this hit them? Does this hit them? That was very funny. And then finding these goggles of night is not bad. Unfortunate that it involved an explosion first, the portable explosion packet. And also was very helpful that you were a dwarf and didn't have to translate anything. The fact that it was written right in Dwarvish so you knew exactly what this was, which meant both sort of adds to the seriousness of it, but also means that you understand a little bit more about the immediacy of this, that this isn't something that was, oh yeah, well, they all died, decades ago. Like, this is more recent than that, and maybe that's not so hot, as that's not a good sign. But all of that is information that you gathered that you'll have to think about as you're moving forward into whatever this next series of rooms may reveal. How did you feel about today's session? Where will the fine folks find you next?
I can honestly say the exploding spider web room was definitely a new one. Not encountered something like that before.
Mm-hmm.
So that well, we all know how that ended.
It ended with a very clear webbed room and no webs at all.
And a nice Morthwell-sized tan on the front of.
Oh God, that was so funny.
Waves.
I just immediately had the image of like, oh man.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Yeah, I did think the flamethrower was probably going to be a bit of a challenge at points down here. Which it definitely proved to be. Once we hit tunnels, I was like, yeah, I knew this was going to happen, but I still had the third Eldritch Cannon to show off to everyone, so this was the time. And it was used to great effect in the teleporting spider room. So, that's all worked out very well. It's a lot of fun. Investigating the tomb was tense, because I was like, I really hope I don't trigger any more attacks, because we might die.
Yeah.
So I was very, very careful about that. I'm not disturbing anything. I'm just looking to see. And normal dwarf burial thing that's just recent. Okay. And then we've got a webbed spider piano player room thing. I don't even know. It's going to be a thing. We'll see next time. But for me, I'll be back here tomorrow doing a release stream that I don't think I can say what it is yet, but stay tuned tomorrow for the update regarding that, because I'll be covering it tomorrow on my stream. I'll be over on my channel every other day except for Sunday when I'm back here again playing something. I don't know. I haven't got all my stuff reinstalled yet, but I've got a whole bunch of games that I'm showing off at the moment. So yeah.
Good stuff, Saber. Thank you. Very good work today. Thank you again also on Moobot and Dashboard 2. Last but certainly not least, Pyron. I have to tell you what, Pyron, I was a little worried about waves. When waves went down, you had all been saving really well, but, she went down and you've got 3 creatures still undead living around you. And I'm like, I don't know what happens next. Like, because also they had that con save to make, and that could have had other effects that I won't get into. And then you just like, not only do I crit the con save, I followed that up by critting my death save. You're just like, no, I am not dead, actually. That was something. And the divine strike, the moment with the seagull cry, by the way, also kudos. That was a really nice description. And I immediately had this image of how perfect that was, for a Kenku paladin to be like, it was great. And sort of fit, I think, with that divine strike. And you needed some divine strikes in there too, because of the resistances and stuff like that you had elsewhere. So that was a big deal. And then, now you just have to worry about a piano, some weird piano playing thing with a web stuff on the other side of the door. It should be fine. How did you feel about today's session? Where will the fine folks find you next?
Well, I'm all out of spell slots now, so no more divine strikes, because I have to spend a spell slot, and I just had one left. I was like, okay.
Players have
use that one.
More divine strike. No, just kidding. Just kidding.
And I've got other divine things I can still do, but that one is out. I think it was a really cool session. There was a lot of roleplay going on, a little bit of fighting. I liked it a lot. And so, as has been announced on Twitter, the GOG Winter Market will start tomorrow, and Saber's release stream of game I cannot mention yet is going to be the one kicking it off. So be there, kicking it off on Twitch. And we're also gonna have 2 guest streamers next week, one of which is already on the schedule, which is Missing Match TV, who's going to show us how to mod Cyberpunk and then also play it. So that's, if you wonder how that works, he is there. He can explain. He's very experienced modder. Has also done a lot of created a lot of Fallout mods in the past. So I think that's a nice treat and something we don't always have on here. So check out the schedule. It's in blue on our wonderful schedule. So that should be fine. Me, I don't know. I've got a lot of things in real life going on. So currently, it's December. Of course, everything's crowding up in December, but that's normal. If I have time, a little bit of free time, I'm currently playing Streets of Rogue, which is surprisingly fun. So I can recommend that. And that's it from me. Hoping to see you soon again, most likely for our next role-playing session, which is going to be very, very awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited for all of it. Good work from everybody today. And again, chat, I know we talked about this before, but for those of you who missed this, big things coming from this crew very soon. So you should be on the lookout for that. Speaking of the new year, we have big announcements coming up soon. I'm very excited about it, and the only thing I'll say is that you too should be excited about it if you have enjoyed the chemistry and roleplay work of this group. If so, you will definitely want to make sure that you are tuned into what may happen next. But, chat, can we get some love for the amazing players today of the GOG crew? Thank you to Pyron Jade, to Peripheral Mike, to Darksaber2K, and to Ananda. Great work, everybody, and I will see you folks, piano playing web and all, soon. Bye for
Bye,
now.
See you, everyone.
See ya.
Bye.
Miss you. Love you. Bye.
Bye.
That is going to do it for them, and that's going to do it for me for today on this channel. But, chat, very important, because Kilgore is going to be here in a couple of hours with more cool stuff. But I also want to do a quick shout out, if I can. In 40 minutes, I'm going to be back on my own channel with a yearly event, which is one of my closest to my heart every year. And that is our vocalist vocal team is going to be reading A Christmas Carol. We do this every year. The great, and I mean great, short story by Charles Dickens. We are going to be doing that again, and it's going to be happening tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern. We're going to be doing a reading with not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 5 professional voice actors that will star 3 of my regulars, KP, Zach Clay, and Indy, and will include 2 alumni, Little Red Dot and Trend Sparks. So if you like this, and you should definitely stop by. It is a ton of fun, and it's a great story and a great group of people, and you're just going to want to do it because it's going to be awesome. Otherwise, after that, I'll be back on my own channel. So I'll be on my channel tonight at 8 p.m. for that. I'll also be on my channel at the end of the week with some Starfield, and then some more D&D with Eberron, Oracle of War, coming on the weekend. Next week, I'll be back here with Pen and Pixels, finishing up Solasta, Palace of Ice DLC. I think I'll finish that, if not next week, definitely the week after. And then after that, I'm going to be moving into Tintin Cigars of the Pharaoh. That has now had 2 patches on the GOG version, so I am hopeful that that has fixed the problems we had before, and we'll be able to play that game next. And what I'm hoping to do after I finish with Tintin Cigars of the Pharaoh in a few sessions is to move on possibly to play more of the game Dredge, which was awesome. I really had a good time playing that. My chat recommended that to me a few weeks ago, and I want to be able to play more of it, so I'll probably do that on here on GOGCOM's Twitch channel, but that is down the road. For right now, though, I'm going to let you folks go. I'll see you back. First of all, you should come back here in a couple hours for Kilgore with Uncharted, but I hope you'll stop by my channel at 8 p.m. Eastern for more, it really was, Prince Justin, for more of more fun shenanigans, this time with A Christmas Carol and the Our Vocalist, and you'll see more Talisman Adventures and Ghosts of Saltmarsh next month. Super happy with both of those campaigns. If you like what you saw and heard, please follow us here. Please sub to us here on the GOGCOM's Twitch channel, and please make sure to spread the word and check out our individual channels, because we have, most of us, our own subsystems and Patreons and cool stuff like that as well. But otherwise, I'm going to say goodbye to all of you lovely folks for now. Hopefully I'll see you over my channel a little bit later on, and thank you as always for having come to episode 4 402 of Pen and Pixels with some more Ghosts of Saltmarsh. A really good time as always. I'll see you folks soon, hopefully on my channel, and then back here for some Kilgore. Until then, everyone, please be good to each other. Thanks especially to my wonderful players. Don't want to forget them. Pyron J, Darksaber 2K, Peripheral Mike, and Ananda. And I will see them and you all back here very soon. Until then, everyone be good to each other. Have a good night.